Welcome to another YouTube video. Today we will talk all about how to scale your organic dropshipping business. And I do admit I'm kind of pissed. I already filmed the first part of this YouTube video, but without sound, bro. So guys, as you know, I'm not only prepared with a shit ton of informational value, I also brought my two best friends, my energy drinks from Red Bull. By the way, I'm not sponsored. And yes, I did already open it up with you guys in the previous recording just because I thought I was already rolling. But let's get straight into it. So before we get into all of this, which is basically going to be me explaining on how to scale your organic dropshipping business, because bro, oh my fucking God, nobody ever told me on how to actually do it. So today I'm going to be like your big brother and I'm literally going to tell you, at the end of the video, there's going to be a free blueprint, bulletproof blueprint that you can just follow after you made your first 6 figures. And we'll get into the requirements for scaling in just a minute. You can just follow. And you don't have to do all of this trial and error shit that I had to go through, because I was hoping, I was literally searching online because I knew, okay, I'm at the next level. I made my first 6 figures. Now what's the next step? How do I get to multi 6 figures? The easy way, not the hard way. I don't want to be scrolling on my burn account every single day and just run up some random products. I want to make money the easy way. And organic dropshipping, I'm sorry, it is not the easiest vehicle to get from 6 to 7 figures. From 0 to 6 figures, it's probably by far the best dropship, the best startup business model that you can start. Because you have $0 that you have to spend, you can literally just take a lottery ticket by uploading content online with social media, and that is it. But today, I'm gonna tell you guys, literally, look at the smile report. We'll break down everything. And by the way, guys, I'm living off pressure. I'm not asking you to give me your money for the VIP. If you don't want to spend it, that's totally fine with me. I mean, there has to be some losers on this planet who still flip the fucking burgers at McDonald's. But you guys shall be putting on more pressure on me on this YouTube. If you want more free value, follow, like, comment, whatever. Just give me more information. If you guys don't give me data, I cannot help you. This is for fucking free, bro. You don't even pay for all of this value. And this is gonna be some crazy source that you can literally find nowhere else, besides my VIP. But what I'm asking you guys to do is, because my Instagram video, where I was talking about how to prime up my Instagram video, was kind of going super viral in the niche and has literally been shared on all of the other organic Discord servers as well. And the most of them I'm fucking banned because of no reason. Bro, this entire organic space is run by immature childs anyways, who just got a bit of money and then think they're some successful fucking entrepreneur. Whatever. Let's not spread negative vibes. Let's spread positive vibes. The reason why I'm doing this YouTube video is, first of all, because nobody told me how to do it and I needed this. Like, I was literally desperately looking for some blueprint. What the fuck do I do now? Second of all, I'm literally in the trenches of scaling my business right now, my organic business. And since I know, there's probably some people talking online on how to scale the dropshipping business with Facebook ads, but no one is talking about how to do it with organic dropshipping, bro. So I'm doing it right now. And I guess nobody's doing organic dropshipping scaling besides doing do organic dropshipping and then you do Facebook ads. But bro, I want to open up your guys' eyes with this YouTube video. There is so many different ways that you can do. And I am in the midst of doing it right now. And I have a bulletproof system. I'm doing it with creators. And I'm also doing one more thing that I'm going to show you guys at the end of this video. But basically, there's an entire creator formula that you can just implement on your own in order to go to the next step, to the next vehicle. Because guys, organic dropshipping is not the easiest vehicle to 7 figures. You guys are most likely just trying to find your next pump and dump product on your TikTok burner account and then just, I don't know what the fuck you guys are doing. It's wrong. It's literally wrong. After your 6 figures, you should have more than enough money to start scaling on towards or to get into the next business model. Because organic dropshipping is the hardest business model probably out of all the ones that I'm listing and talking about today that you can try and do 7 figures with. It is possible. I'm not saying it's not possible. I do know more than enough people doing it, but it's not the easiest way. TikTok shop is easier. Amazon, scaling your product on Amazon is so much easier if you bring it onto the marketplace soon enough. But yeah, with that being said, let's actually get right into it. I'm gonna take one more sip. First of all, I do believe this video is gonna be, very, very long, probably more than an hour. I try to do it less than 2 hours, we'll see. But you guys have to take notes. It doesn't make any sense if you just sit here for entertainment. You do have to take notes. And this is also, I'm also in the next step, I'm going to tell you guys exactly who this video is for. Because if you're a fucking brokey, it doesn't even make sense to watch this YouTube video. If you don't have more than 100K revenue, it is literally just entertainment purpose for you watching this. It doesn't make any sense. Then please go watch one of my other YouTube videos and fuck this video. Like, it doesn't make any sense for you. The minimum requirement is 100K revenue. And the main thing we'll talk about today is not only me showing you guys how I'm doing it right now, but I'm also gonna tell you guys what other options there are. Because you guys, like, anyone I talked to was like, bro, what the fuck? This is genius. And I was like, yeah, obviously this is ecom. But you guys, like the organic dropshipping, 9 to 5 dropshipper, they have no idea what to do besides doing content creation. So you're just stuck in your content matrix. But you're not an entrepreneur. You're not a businessman. You're just a content creator. But I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying there's other ways to scale your business afterwards. If you want to scale your business, I mean, it's totally fine. There's a shit ton of people who do, for example, TikTok shop affiliates, and they make up to 10 to 30K profit every single month just creating content, which is a super easy job. But I'm a businessman. I like to do the back office stuff. I like to launch new products. I like to talk to suppliers, whatever. So with that being said, let's dive right into it. And the basic requirement, basically, when you want to start scaling, is having a good product. I'm not going to talk about it in depth now. I do have an entire 3-hour course module in this in my VIP Discord community on Warp, which is $50 a month. One thing that is very important is you do need to have a good product. But this video is going to be too long anyways, so I'm literally just going to leave it like that. You do need a good product. You also need room for scalability, and you do need minimum requirement 100K revenue. And why is that? I'm going to give a few bullet points to every one of those points. So first of all, a good product is a product that is not seasonal. Like, let's assume you're selling a summer product. Next summer, summer's over. It wouldn't make any sense to now start pumping out Facebook ads in this specific market that you're selling to. Like, obviously, because of time difference, if here is summer in Europe, somewhere else is winter. But let's just stay in general terms. If season is over in summer, you won't be able to sell your summer toy anymore. And also, you do need a good product in the sense of, if you already have a problem, if you already have problems with your current product, let's say it has a refund rate or return rate of 50%, it's only gonna get worse the more you scale, because you do have to keep in mind, when you scale, you're not only making more revenue, you're also getting more, like you're not only scaling your income, your money and everything, you're also scaling your problems. So that means if you have 10% problems and you do scale by another 10%, your problems are scaling with you as well. So if you scale your product or your business, which has already a shit ton of problems because product quality or so is super bad, then it doesn't make any sense. Like, you need a good product. What a good product is, literally talking about this on my web. And I'm being honest, right now, I couldn't explain to you guys as good as my web module what a good product is, because I sat there for multiple days. I took all of my notes. I recorded all of those things for the course module. And this is literally the best organic dropshipping course that I've ever seen. You can check the reviews and you'll see why everyone loves it, because I was taking my time to literally explain everything to the nitty-gritty details, which is why I came up with multi-hours of footage where I just talk about good products. But for this YouTube video, we're talking about scaling. I'm just telling you guys, you do need a good product, because if you have a bad product, it's only gonna get worse the more you scale. So, and also at some point, let's imagine you get 1 million returns or so. The payment providers are literally going to be like, bro, is this even a legit product? The fuck are you selling? So that is not a good reputation. And we always, long term, you always need to have a good reputation. Not only with the payment providers, also in front of your customers, in front of, I don't know, whatever, legal teams, whatever it might be. A good reputation is always very important. Do not scam people or whatever it might be. That is a very, very, very bad start for scaling. And room for scalability. What do I mean with that? So what I mean, as I just said, is if this is a seasonal product and the next month the season is over, there's obviously no room for scalability. And also, one thing that many people, that we especially face with organic dropshipping, is there's no room for scalability because you just run some pump and dump products. Like, there's no barrier to entry. The second you start making money, there's a shit ton of other competitors as well, and there's no room for scalability. So it wouldn't make any sense to start selling when there's a shit ton of other competitors as well. Next off, we have the fact that I do believe you need to make 100K in revenue with organic first. So let me put that into perspective. And I do think this is very important also to a lot of people in my Discord community, because they start skipping levels. I've talked about this in my most recent VIP call, that most guys are skipping levels, which doesn't make any sense. And that's also the main reason why so many people are stuck at the same level all the time, because they try to skip from level 1 to level 10, and they try to master level 10 as a level 1 dude, but they can't, because there's all these levels in between missing. So whether you are looking at this YouTube video right now and you're not doing organic dropshipping, you have some other kind of dropshipping model, Facebook ads, Amazon FBA, whatever, I do feel like you do learn a shit ton of things until you make your first 6 figures about the technicals, about the business, about your mentality, about basically anything. But now let's put this into perspective for organic dropshipping. So I do see a lot of people, they make some money, their first 10K, and they start outsourcing everything. That is too fucking early. You don't even know if your system is bulletproof and you can just copy paste this onto the people you start working with. This is the main reason why it's working so good for me. Like, I did take way too much time. I did take way too long to start scaling with creators. But on the other hand side, I have a fucking proven system. I have like a magic wand. When I'm talking to my creators, I'm telling them, do that, da-da-da-da-da. And now you start making money. It's literally like that, because I know what the fuck I'm talking about. If you don't even know what you're talking about, you can't teach other people. You need to know all the ins and outs. At least that's my opinion. Like, there's probably some 9-to-5 gurus who think like, you can, whatever. Like, I do believe you do have to master the business model. And as long as you don't get lucky with just some random videos, you should be able to know all the ins and outs about organic dropshipping after your first 6 figures. And also, you will get way too distracted if you just make your 10K. Like, you do have momentum. You shouldn't be stopping your momentum because you switch to the new business model. This is some shiny object syndrome. Shiny object syndrome doesn't only exist for products where you're like, oh my God, he's running this. Oh my God, he's running this. Let me do this. And then you always get off your track and you never build a basis. That's also for business models. There's actually some people, they switch from this business model to this business model. Oh my God, AI is in, this is in, OnlyFans management, this, that, yada, yada, yada. So with organic dropshipping, please focus on making your first 6 figures. Ideally, you know all the ins and outs, you know the technicals, you have a proven mentality and a proven mindset, because you will need all of this. With your creators, it's not going to be like, okay, we make money the first week. You do need to have some abundant mindset where you know what you're doing. You do know what you're teaching to them, because you need to motivate them as well. And if you're like, oh my God, fuck, I don't know what to do. My creator hasn't made money for 2 weeks. I'm not making money. That's not working. I'm chill as fuck, bro. If my creators don't make money for 2 weeks, I sit down, I analyze the data. I do know what do I need to analyze. I do know what products to choose. I just send them new products. I just send them new video concepts, whatever it might be. I know exactly which metrics to adjust in order to strive towards success again. Then it might take another 2 weeks, and then we're back on track, printing consistent 1K days. As easy as that. Okay, finishing off with the basics, let's talk about the first things that you do want to scale. And let's first, before I dive into all of this, I want to give you guys a brief overview of what we're here actually talking about. So this is what I did. This is like all the experience that I got that I'm going to show you guys after I explain to you what general options you do have after your first 6 figures with organic dropshipping. And I'm always saying organic dropshipping because in general, this goes for any type of model. Like, you could be making your first money with TikTok ads, and then you could still do all of these other versions. But in my experience, and probably most of those viewers will be doing organic dropshipping, so I'm saying organic dropshipping. So the first things you want to do is basically scaling your teams. You want to scale your traffic, you want to scale your store, and you want to scale your product delivery, your supply chain, and your branding. And at the end, you also want to improve. I would say it's not scaling, it's rather improving your LTV, which is lifetime value. And if you guys have never heard of LTV, supply chain, or branding, then you have the wrong mentor or the wrong guru. This is normal A to Z business knowledge. And that's not because I fucking studied. Okay, I did study, but you guys know what I mean. This is just something that you learn while you make your first 6 figures. You do have a network, you start to talk to people, whatever. You do learn all of this. Okay, scaling teams and improving teams. So when I say scaling your Shopify dropshipping business or whatever it might be, scaling your business, I'm also thinking about how are you improving your business? Because the more you improve your business, the better your business gets. It's not only, okay, let me pump in 10 times, let me pump in like $100 days into Facebook ads and I'm making more money. It's not like that. Like there's so many more things, so many more metrics, so many things you have to adjust in your business in order to improve it and scale. So improvement and scaling goes hand in hand. So why do you want to scale or improve your teams? So first of all, you can only do so much. And I used to learn this the hard way, which is one reason why I actually feel so fucking good doing this YouTube video. Because I had to find all of this out by myself the hard way. I was super egotistical. I was always thinking nobody could do it better than me. And overall, I was just wasting time on the wrong things. So first of all, the main reason you want to implement teams is just because of the fact you can't do it all. Not yet. I actually believe maybe in a few years you can actually do everything with AI, but still, you have to learn leadership, learn how to talk to people, learn how to coach people, learn different things with people. Like this is a true, genuine skill you do have to learn. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I will tell you guys actually a shit ton of things that I learned with my creators as well, which I call the creator formula, which not only allows me to have a very good big bro relationship to them, but also make them fucking money. So learning leadership, the sooner you start learning it, the better. So now imagine you made $1 million in sales and then you start hiring your first people. What the fuck? That doesn't make any sense. So that's why I'm saying the sooner you start learning leadership, the better. And your first hire should not be somebody who makes you more money. Your first hire should be somebody who opens up more time for you. Somebody, let's say you do work 10 hours on customer service, which was my biggest impact. The first person I hired was actually my mom. She was doing my customer service and she's still doing it. Big up my mom, by the way. For me, it was actually my customer service and just some other dumb shit that I just had to do with the business, where I was like, okay, I can easily give this to my mom. And I opened up like 3 to 4 daily hours that I could focus on my business first. And in those 3 to 4 hours, you do not only open up space in your brain for thinking again, you also open up space for things you can actually work on, which have a much bigger impact than just replying back to emails. And I actually got a super bad advice on this in the beginning, because I was always told, no, I'll do my emails myself because I can do it better than anyone else. Yes, but the impact on that is fucking zero. If I focus, or that's actually what I did, I then started focusing with those 3 hours that I freed up in time again on content creation. Bro, since I'm a fucking content machine, not only when it comes to quantity, but also quality, I'm going viral every second day. Who else is doing that? And that's just because I was telling myself, and yes, that was too much. I was only focusing on content. That was in Q4. But that's also why I mastered it, because I had all this time that I could just focus on the things I was the best at. And back at that time, it was actually a good decision because I was pumping out 50 to 60K months consistent in Q4. So your first hire should be somebody who opens up time for you. As I'm saying here, opens up headspace for the next step, which is super crucial because you do need to think. Okay, back then, my most important hire was my mom for customer service, because I was just doing so many unnecessary things that weren't having a big impact on my business, like with the leverage. If I reply to this email, I'm not gonna make 10 times more money. If I focus on content creation though, and the video goes viral, that is indeed 10 times more money for my business. So, and you do need this headspace for focusing either on a better skill or on the next step to improve to the next ladder. So, your first hire, I'm just giving you guys some ideas because this is like my team that I have implemented for me as well. Customer service VA, in my shoes or in my experience, was my most important and my first hire. That was my mom, by the way. And I did also have an email marketing team that was only paid on commission. And Creators, we'll talk about this in a second as well. Then PR research VA is somebody you can hire as well. Personal branding is something we'll talk about as well when scaling later down. And a thumbnail editor, therefore, is super important because you don't want to waste 3 hours out of your day that you can pump out free live calls, free YouTube videos, or content for your own brands and spend that on YouTube thumbnail. That makes no sense, bro. Because I was doing it, and that's why I find it so funny right now. So, uploading agency, in my opinion, is also one of the first 3 things you should start outsourcing or hiring when you are actually an organic dropshipper. Because as an organic dropshipper, the most time you spend is on content, uploading, like social media things, and what was the other thing? Like back office things, such as customer service and all of these things. So therefore, the uploading agency, the customer service VA, they were my most 2 important till this day. Like, I appreciate both of them so much. And yes, I do have my own uploading agency. If you guys don't know anything about it, it's basically, I do have my own uploading agency, which everyone who's in the VIP, they use it as well. We hand all of their accounts. We upload in several different countries. It's super fucking cheap. And then basically they upload all of this content to a drive. The uploading agency, which I handle, it's my team. They just take all of this content, upload it on social media. They do know all the tricks at what times to post and whatever, all the nitty gritty stuff. And then you basically don't have to waste time with that, because that was the main reason I was actually able to scale in Q4 with a shit ton of products on a shit ton of accounts. Because while other people were just able to run 1, 2, or maybe even 3 accounts if they're good, I was pumping out content. I was only focusing on content in Q4. I swear to God, I was only doing content. I was doing like 10 to 15 unique videos a day, uploading all of them on every fucking social media platform, on multiple social media platforms, and easily pumping out 60K per month. Bro, that was crazy time. So uploading agency, in my opinion, if you're less than 6 figures, is a must-have if you do this yourself, and after 6 figures as well. But after 6 figures, you kind of do start with creators, so it becomes less and less of an important task to do. Before 6 figures, if you don't do it, it's literally, it does make sense to me. Like, you are a trash ass businessman, if I'm being honest. Other jobs or other hires you could look into as well is basically an editor. You film all of the products and he's just editing. I do know a lot of people who literally just found someone super cheap on Fiverr who's just doing all of the editing, and you film. As easy as that. And if you have a primed Instagram account where it's the same edit over and over anyways, and you just do the filming, that's opening up a lot of time for you as well. Then you do need somebody who's doing constantly split tests on your website, or who's also just building new websites whenever you need them towards your desired design. Because I, for example, on all of my websites, I always have the same design. I just like it that way. I have the best experience with that. I understand it the most. I know how to read all of the data. For example, if the post-purchase here is not working, or the pre-purchase here is doing some fucked up shit, I know exactly what to change. So, by the way, if anyone watching this YouTube video is doing this as a full-time job, we're looking for somebody like that in our Discord VIP. Like, somebody who's got some kind of agency, because I was always trying to find somebody I can outsource this to, because you need to run constant, like literally weekly split tests on your stores. And if you have multiple stores, even better, where people are just focused on making your store better from week to week, because split testing is so important. And I do hate myself till this day that I'm not doing this more, but I just don't have the time for it, because the leverage for that in my shoes is not as high as if I would just onboard more creators and do more content. My highest leverage is still more content, more products, and not more split tests on a website. But I do want to bring this into my business as well. So if anybody watching this YouTube video has some content, please reach out to me. We're totally open to get him into the VIP section as well, and basically have him as the main contact, so that people can literally start working with him. This is a super important task. And last but not least, my third and most important hire is the executor job. So we have the uploading agency. At first, you do get somebody who opens up time. Then you do get somebody who does just all of the unnecessary shit, which allows you to scale more, which was in my shoes, the uploading agency. And the third most important part is the executor. And bro, the executor is also one of the most important jobs that I ever gave to somebody. I wake up, guys, you know I'm a fucking beast. I wake up with like 100 to-dos in my head. I can improve this, I can improve that, I can do this, I can start this. Oh my God, I just got this crazy idea in my head just because I'm thinking about money and improvement every single fucking time. I can't even sleep, bro. So I wake up with a million things to do, and obviously I have the same 24 hours as everyone else. And I do have other businesses to run as well. I'm not as dynamic as I was in the beginning, where I had nothing on my table to do. I do have things on my daily to-do list, which I have to do. And then I just add even more to-dos. So the executor is somebody you hire, which ideally is a dropshipper as well, who literally can just do all of the things that you don't finish. So for me, that's most of the times things in my drive which need to be sorted, data that need to be kind of read on different accounts. I need some reporting. So for example, my executor is doing some unnecessary shit, but he's also doing some very important things at the same time. So he needs to be somebody who's almost like a clone of you. And this person is super hard to find, but I actually found him, and I appreciate him so much, because he's actually helping me a lot on my business just because of all of those to-do things that I wouldn't be able to do, or I had to do and then had a less leverage on the time that I could actually spend on something else. And talking about how to find all of these people. So I'm actually super lucky because I'm always out to the world. I'm doing content. I'm putting my face out to the world. I was already in a coaching program before where people know me, and they knew I was legit. I was always doing free calls. I'm doing short form content. I'm talking to people in real life. I'm socializing. So then I also found my mom. I basically found the uploading agency. I also found the executor just by having a very good network. Obviously not the good network with my mom, but you guys know what I mean. But how you could find those people as well, and how I'm finding my creators as well, which is some strategy that I will talk by the end of this video over again, is you want to find dropshippers. Almost all of those things here, they could be done by a dropshipper. Maybe not the thumbnail, but definitely everything else, you find a dropshipper who's doing that. Because dropshipper know exactly what they need to be looking for. You don't want to start teaching people, which is one mistake that I made in the beginning. I was like, okay, I don't want to get dropshippers because they could steal my business, which is right, yes. But that's also a completely different thing that we can talk about, all of this mindset things. Like, try always to think positive. And yes, there's always going to be people who try to fuck you up, and you should try to minimize this as much as possible. But in my experience, if you hire dropshippers, the success rate is just so much higher because, first of all, you save time. They are much more engaged because they do want to learn this for themselves as well, because you're like the top dog, and they do learn from your success as well. So hiring other dropshippers is a huge thing. And how to find other dropshippers is something we will talk about in this video as well, because I told you guys we're literally talking about everything, the whole fucking 9 yards. Okay, so we got the teams as well. You do know what the basics are. Now it's time to talk about the traffics, and that is a very not complicated thing. I would just say for organic people at least, because I literally learned this the most random ways you can possibly imagine. This is something nobody talks about. You've probably heard this, but if somebody tells you do Facebook ads, you guys know that you should do Facebook ads, but you have no idea how to do Facebook ads. So let's go through all of these things one. And this is also the main reason why this YouTube video is going to be so long, because I'm literally trying to give you guys at least some bullet points so you know where to start off when you want to start with Facebook ads, Amazon, or whatever, or what the strategy behind all of this is. Because everyone's telling you always, okay, do Facebook ads. Okay, and then where do I start? So let's go right into it. Talking about theme pages. What are theme pages and how can you use theme pages when you want to scale your dropshipping business? So let's assume me with my car brace product, I'm in the car niche. It's a self-made product. It's custom, it's branded, everything, yada, yada, yada. By the way, I'm wearing the M bracelet right now. If you want to check it out, we actually run a flash sale right now. So if you guys want to check it out, then check out carbrace.com. Because flash sale is about to end, I think in 4 days or so. So talking about theme pages, how you use theme pages is basically you do have a very viral video. Let's assume I have a video with 500,000 views on my account, million views, whatever it might be. This video you would want to then send to one of the theme pages in your niche. There's a shit ton of car memes accounts or car niche accounts who are just doing normal posts, and once in a while they just promote random businesses. So you send them a message And it's not their first time they're probably doing this, because they will reply to you with a grid, like a table grid, where they mention, yes, one post is going to be $50, two posts is going to be $100, adding the link here and there is going to be another $10, whatever. Basically, the reason you want to do this is getting extra traffic and extra audience. So you send them your most viral video, which has proof of concept. They upload it to their page as well, and it's going super viral, and you will get a shit ton of sales. And this makes a lot of sense, especially in Q4, when you have a very giftable products. You take 10 of those theme pages, you send them all like your most viral videos, you pay them maybe $400 to $500, and the return of investment is gonna be so high, guys. Like, that is actually an insane thing to do. The only reason I myself could never do it is because the videos that I always went viral with, or the products that I went viral with, were either in Germany, where there was no theme pages for that. But now for the car brace, I'm actually looking into this as well. So this Q4, I'll definitely do it. And maybe I should drop a YouTube video about this as well, just to make it like in depth. But this is something that is super interesting that you could look into as well, to scale your traffic, just to get more eyeballs on your account, just to get more people from the right audience into your account. One thing you don't want to do is, if you run like a car product, go to a soccer account or some anime account and then get all of those anime people onto your account, because that's going to cook your account. So you definitely want to make sure also when you talk to the people that they show you your professional dashboard on Instagram, and you see if it makes sense to start working with them. Because guys, you know it yourself, there's some big accounts, but they have some trash audience, and then it doesn't make sense to pay them the money, because then you basically just threw your money out the window. Second of all, we have Facebook ads. Facebook ads is, in my opinion, something many people can do very right, but also fuck up and lose all of their money. So I haven't run a single Facebook ads in my entire life. I fucking hate numbers, if I'm being honest, which is also the main reason I just don't want to do it, because I feel like just pumping out money and everything feels like burning fire is not my favorite thing to do. So Facebook ads, I do know that you have to burn a lot of money before you start making money, and that just doesn't sound very, very nice to me. That's not appealing. So I'm going a different route, which we'll also talk about today. But Facebook ads is basically, you do have a winning content piece, and then you just put it on Facebook and you put a shit ton of money behind it and then scale it up. But for example, for the car brace, I could never bring it on Facebook, because this is like a, what's it called? It's not a copyrighted product. It's just Facebook has like specific, I don't even know what's called. Let's say it's rules. So for example, you can also, I'm not a Facebook pro, guys, but all I know is that some specific products you can literally just don't run. Like wheat products, for example. Wheat products is the perfect example. For example, Fredo, when he was running his wheat products, he could never scale them up on Facebook, just because it's like wheat products. Whereas on TikTok and social media, you have this gray zone, which is why organic is actually so fucking good, because you can run some products like weed, sex toys, copyrighted products, as long as you obviously don't get caught, or as long as you don't get banned, because they don't, like they are not as policed as on Facebook, for example. But for Facebook ads, I'm actually going to show you guys now how to set up the Facebook pixel, because this is one thing that is very important that nobody tells you about. So with your organic dropshipping business, you get a shit ton of data, you get a shit ton of traffic onto your website. And in the long-term run, you do want to sell your store as well, which I'm talking about this with Alex in my latest case study. So if you do want to check it out, then make sure to check the link somewhere here, I believe, where Alex is explaining how to sell your Shopify organic dropshipping store. And basically, the reason why you want to connect your Facebook pixel is because the next investor who's taken on your organic store is most likely gonna put some money behind it in order to run it up with ads, just because you already provided him with the winning content pieces. And if he already got this Facebook pixel, which is like it's like a, how should I describe it? It's like a brain which is connected in between of your organic, all of your social media stores, your Shopify store, and it's collecting all the data from everywhere. And let's say you always get, for my Cabris account, I always get people in Germany in the age of 20 to 30, which live in this area, and they have this kind of interest. Then the people who would want to start running the Facebook ads, they already have all of this data, which allows them to just burn less money and just literally go all in on this one specific audience, and then start scaling the shit out of it. So if you do have your Facebook pixel activated from the first day on your Shopify dropshipping store, your organic store, that is huge. That can literally pump up your total store sale revenue by a lot. So guys, that takes like 5 minutes. I'm now going to show you guys how to do it. Do it now, or after watching this YouTube video, but this is very important.
I'm going to be talking about how to add a Facebook pixel to your organic store. Now, you might be wondering, what is a pixel? Why do I even need this? I've never heard of this before. Well, basically, you're doing organic, you're making money posting videos for free, but of course, you have the option to eventually try to scale your organic brand with Facebook ads, right? And having a Facebook pixel on your store, on your organic store, will make that process way easier. So, what is a pixel? Well, in short, a pixel is essentially a big database that tracks all customer interactions with your e-commerce store. So anything from what kind of audience is actually going onto your store, is pressing your link and going onto your store, who's spending more time scrolling, who's buying, what's the age demographic, what's the gender distribution, where are the people coming from, and so forth. So a pixel basically just tracks all of this data and understands, okay, you know what, these people are buying more from the store, this age demographic is buying more from the store, and so forth. And the reason that's so important is that if you do want to make the switch from organic to paid ads, or even just do paid ads on top of organic, then you're going to have this massive database of just customer information that you can feed Facebook, and they'll be able to better find your audience, better find, what kind of people are buying, and just target more of those people for when you do run your ads on Facebook, which means your ads are going to work better. Facebook is going to find your perfect audience based on the audience from organic. They're going to be able to find a similar one that leads to higher conversions from Facebook ads. So this is going to be a quick tutorial on how to set up your Facebook pixel on your organic store. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to search for Facebook Meta Business Suite. We're going to press that, and then we're just going to press Get Started. Simple as that. And that's going to bring you to a page that looks something like this. Since we don't have a Meta Business Suite account yet, I presume that's the case if you're watching this video, then we're going to go ahead and press Create New Account. Okay. Now, if you already have a personal Facebook account, or maybe your mom or your dad has a personal Facebook account, I would go ahead and use their account or your account to sign up for the Meta Business Suite. Okay, so now we're into the Meta Business Suite. Now just keep in mind, you cannot make a Meta Business Suite account with a brand new Facebook profile, okay? So I recommend using your personal one if you have one that you've had for a while, or maybe you ask your parents to borrow one of their accounts. Now, if nobody in your family or you personally don't have a Facebook profile, that's fine. What you can do instead, you can just go on to Fiverr, for example, and just search for customer service, for example, and then just find some really cheap person, someone with a very cheap rate. So for example, this person right here, this Fahad person. Now, because they're charging a very low rate per hour, in this case, this is $6 per hour, you can go ahead and just message them, just press contact me and offer to buy their personal Facebook account off them for very cheap, 20 bucks, 30 bucks, whatever. And most likely they're going to accept and just give you their Facebook profile because they're like, hey, that's a lot of money. So that's one thing you can do as well too. Now, once you have that Facebook profile and you're able to set up a Meta Business Suite, then you're going to have a page that looks like this now. Okay. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and press Settings all the way at the bottom. Okay. So now to get the pixel, we're going to go ahead and go to this Data Sources drop-down menu and just press Data Sets and Pixels. Since I already have a pixel, this is what it looks like. But if you don't have one, you're just going to go ahead and press Add up here in the top right corner. And you're going to call it something like Alex Organic Store 1, same thing, right? Just use your name, not mine. Once again, perfect. Great, so now we have this new pixel, and as you can see, it says no data connected. So the first thing you want to do, you want to go down here in the middle of the screen to the right and press Assign People. Now, you're just going to go ahead and assign yourself, and then just give yourself full control of the pixel. Press Assign People, and then boom. So now we have a pixel with a person assigned to it, with a staff member assigned to it. The next step is to connect this to our store through Shopify. So now I'm in one of my test stores on Shopify. I'm going to show you how to connect the pixel from Facebook to this store. So we're going to go ahead and press Apps in the middle left here, and then just go to the App Store. We're going to press App Store, and we're going to search for an app called Facebook and Instagram. This is the one. We're going to press Install. Great, so now we have the app installed. You see I have this prompt that popped up, connect Facebook account that you use for your business. So we're going to press Connect Account. Now this Facebook login thing should pop up here. We're going to press Continue. Great, and then we press Get Started. So because I just logged in with my personal Facebook with my Meta Business Suite that's attached to it, this is now popping up, and we're going to go ahead and press Connect. So now in terms of data sharing and how much we want to share to the pixel, we want to go maximum. That's how you transfer the most possible data the most customer data to your pixel. So we're going to press maximum, press save. We are going to connect the exact pixel that we made. So if you remember, I named the new pixel Alex Organic Store 1. So we're going to go ahead and connect that. Just agree to the terms and conditions and then submit this for review. Now we just wait for this to finish loading. This is finished loading. So now I'm going to go ahead and press settings up here just to double check. And as you can see, behavior will be tracked with this data set. Alex Organic Store 1, this person owns this, perfect. So we are fully set up. We can also double check that this is the exact same pixel that we want. Here it is, perfect. So basically just to summarize how this whole thing works now, whenever a customer is going onto your Shopify store, this data will be transferred to the Facebook pixel, right? And you'll have all this customer data. You'll see who purchases, how old they are, where they're from, and so on and so forth. And just kind of like get a better understanding of what kind of customer that is, which is super, super powerful for Facebook if you do want to tap into Facebook ads with this store in the future. Okay, that was that. Thank you guys for listening.
Also, next up, we have Amazon. And this is something truly no one talks about. And I do know why nobody's talking about it, because this is too much information. This is like this type of information that only businessmen behind closed doors talk about. And I was actually thinking multiple times about if I want to talk about this myself, because I do believe this is a game-changing strategy. So what you can do, and I learned this by Rob the Bank, big up Rob the Bank, by the way, if you should see this, you're my fucking G. So Rob the Bank, the number one when it comes to scaling $10 to $15 million businesses. And obviously, I'm telling you guys, in every single video, look at the bigger picture. If you just head down and you just have your content, you will always be stuck in the content matrix. I'm like doing all the content still, I'm the same, but I'm looking upwards. I'm being like, okay, what other options do we have? Oh, Rob the Bank, he's doing 10 to 50 million sales. Let me actually have a look what he is doing. And what he is doing with in combination with TikTok Shop, but that's now getting too advanced. I'm not going to talk about this here on YouTube. If you have any specific questions about this, come in my VIP and I'm happily going to explain this to you. But in broad terms, what you want to do is, because with your organic stores, the main disadvantage that you have is that it's always a pump and dump. It's always a pump and dump. I'm one of the most advanced organic dropshippers. I made probably, not everyone I'm talking about, I make the most consistent money. For me, it's never been ups and downs. I've always been making the same exact money besides Q4. Q4 was just extremely crazy. But I never have a month where I'm almost making no money. And I never have a month where I'm making like fucking 200K out of nowhere. For me, it's always super consistent. But still, there is always pumps and dumps. The main reason for me why I was always consistent is because I was like, okay, this product is dying out. Let's get this product. Let's switch this product angle, whatever. But that was just because I'm so fucking smart within this niche. That is not because TikTok organic dropshipping was not fluctual for me. It's been fluctual for me as well. I was just smart enough to always make the right choices at the same time so it stays consistent for me. But the main disadvantage is that organic is super pump and dumpy. And especially on TikTok nowadays. Back then it was okay, but now you run up a few good videos, account is dead. On Instagram, you do have some longevity. Yes, that is totally right. But also on Instagram, most people are not that advanced that they actually made this a branded account and then have this printing for 1 year plus. If you have a organic Instagram account printing from 1 year plus, you do know what you're doing, but 90% of people just don't know it. And the main reason why I'm talking about Amazon right now and organic is because you can make a shit ton of money when you combine Amazon with organic, instead of linking to your Shopify website. And guys, this doesn't work if you run a product which is listed a million times on Amazon. But now let's assume there's also a lot of custom products that are not copyrighted that you can could sell on Facebook ads or Amazon, but they are not listed. Like there's not too many competitors. So for example, let's say I would start selling some iPhone cases. There's some cool iPhone cases with car designs, whatever. But there's a tons of million people already doing this on Amazon. Whereas for the Muslim jar, which was my biggest mistake, I was the first one to do the Muslim jar in Germany, right? Nobody was doing it on Amazon. Nobody was doing it on Etsy, nothing. I had all of this organic traffic. I was redirecting them to my Shopify website. The smarter thing for me, which I regret till this day, would have been listing it on Amazon and redirecting people from all my social media platforms to the Amazon listing. Because Amazon is the biggest search machine and almost the most trustworthiest online platform by far in the internet. The conversion rates on Amazon are ridiculous. The Amazon conversion rates are higher than TikTok conversion rates. And TikTok shop conversion rates are like, I started doing TikTok shop recently and it bumped up my conversion rate, at least for one product, by 10%. So now imagine on Amazon, it's probably, my conversion rate would have probably been like 30%. And for the Muslim jar, I think I had an overall conversion rate of 3%. So in total, I did like 35K or so. So I missed out on probably 100K just by not doing the strategy. And the thing is, this is not only the first thing that you get more conversion rate on Amazon because it's so trusted. The other reason is if I would launch my Muslim product and I send fucking 10,000 people every single day on this website, on this specific link, on this product, which is the only product listed on Amazon. And it's like, there's no other competitors coming up right now. And even though if they would start coming up on Amazon right now, I am the one with the most sales. I'm the one with the best standing because of all of the reviews. And guys, this is a money printing machine forever. Because now let's imagine the search volume for this product goes up. And this is now a very niche product. The better it would obviously be if you're like in a general store, in a general search niche. Like for example, I don't know, t-shirts or something. And then you're the number one person listed for t-shirts, just to give you some idea. Then you would make money just because of the search volume on Amazon. You don't need organic traffic. You're printing money off passively. This is insane. When I found this out, I was so enraged. I was literally pushing my head against the table because this is so fucking smart. And this strategy is so crazy that I could literally pump out another YouTube video about this. And I'm actually doing this with all of my new products now as well. At least the ones that are scalable, because as it mentioned in the beginning, not all products have room for scalability, but the ones that have, especially if it's a general product, just because of the search volume, they will make so much money. And if you are the number one listed on Amazon, you are printing forever. And those listings, like this business that is the number one on Amazon, imagine you would sell this. You are fucking rich, bro. Like these brands are being sold for millions. I'm not talking about fucking, oh my God, how do I make my first 1K? I'm explaining you guys right now how to exit for multi 6 and 7 figures. Although I haven't done it myself, I know how to do it and I know I will do it very soon. But you guys, if you don't implement this in your business or you don't even understand what I'm talking about right now, then you are fucking cooked. Get a new mentor, bro. Next up, influencer marketing. Influencer marketing is almost the same as creators. It's just much more powerful because it's like the same as a theme page. They have a shit ton of engagement already on their account and they are very trusted. Influencer marketing can be very, very powerful. So let's imagine Yanni Maizi or Ahmed Ashwal. Those are two people who are very big in the car niche. And that's also something that I'm looking into is like, let's assume I show them my products and they would shout this out on their profile. Not only is this going to give my business a much more trusted feeling, but also the conversion is going to be so much higher again because those influencers, if Cristiano Ronaldo tells you, okay, buy this perfume, you're like, okay, Cristiano Ronaldo, he wouldn't promote shit. He's like such a crazy human being, he wouldn't do it. Because he doesn't need this money, he's just promoting things that he actually stands for. Guess how high your conversion rate is going to be with this one specific post. So that is super nice as well. And one thing you got to make sure with influencer marketing, kind of looking into this as well. The second I'm back in Dubai, you can goddamn guarantee that I will go to those people that I just told you about and I will do the same exact thing. Maybe I'll catch it on vlog as well. So basically you prepare some very nice, talking about the carb race. Okay. I want to make it a bit more grippy for you guys so you actually understand it. So for the carb race, I do know that this one person that I just talked about, Ahmed Ashwal, that he is a Ferrari fan. Okay, there's tons of other car brands out there. I assume if I give him the nicest Ferrari bracelet and maybe even give him the iced out one, which is coming very soon. By the way, if you want to have it, then sign up to our newsletter. that he's gonna be super happy and he's gonna be like, oh my God, holy shit. Then you maybe give him some gummy bears as well. You don't even need to tell him to do a shout out. Just because you did this crazy gesture, he's gonna be like, damn, this is a businessman. Because you give him respect, he's gonna give you respect back. One of the other options that I quickly wanna talk about, because I'm not a big fan of them and I don't wanna promote them too much basically here, is TikTok ads, Spark ads, and Snapchat ads. Those are basically ads you just pump in money. This is like TikTok ads is the same as Facebook. You just do it on TikTok. Spark ads is basically you go viral with the video and then this specific video you pump out even more. And Snapchat ads is the same as Facebook and TikTok ads just on Snapchat. One thing that is very interesting that we are going to talk about now is Google ads. Google ads is basically you go on Google and you search for, I don't know, car brace. And then, okay, now let's actually search for jewelry. The first jewelry that would pop off is probably not my car brace jewelry. It's going to be some Pandora, Louis Vuitton jewelry or something like that. That is because they have a very optimized Google ad, which is targeting this specific Google keyword. Or let's say I sell the Muslim jar in the US. There was multiple people running this. And if I would search for Muslim jar, it would either show me the one, like the one with the biggest search engine optimization listing, which is the same I just told you guys on Amazon. You also, if you're the best Shopify website or the best website on the internet with the most traffic and whatever, you're automatically going to be ranked very high if your SEO is on point as well. But now let's imagine there is some other brands which are not the number one because their SEO is trash or they just don't have traffic on their website, but they do have the very first listing on the Google ads. Then they will probably be the ones who are being clicked by the customer because the customer is not even scrolling down. They just click on the first thing that they start seeing. And maybe people don't know what your brand was called. They just know that it's a Muslim jar, but they don't know that it's sold by the Inshallah jar, which was one of the brands selling this. And then you would basically lose out on money just because you're not the first person who pops out when they search for this specific keyword. So you would then need to set up specific Google ads just when people search for your product, that your brand, your website would be the first website to pop up. And also one more thing you want to set up is Google retargeting ads. So let's say people saw your video on social media, then I don't know, they had to take a fucking shit and they forgot to check out on your website. Then they forgot what your website is called. If they search then for car jewelry, my website would be the first one to kind of pop up on their Google search bar. As easy as that, you now reclaim the traffic again. This is actually one thing that I hate with organic traffic, because if you don't have Google ads set up and you do, let's say I do all of this for the Muslim jar again, I do all of the content on organic social media, and then there's so many people who just forget about your specific brand name, but they do remember the product at some point. Then they search up for Muslim jar and they check out on another page. So the first page, if you have some very good Google ads and you're the first brand to pop up, you don't even need to do organic marketing, just because other people, they do already the brand awareness stuff, and then just people check out on another website. So guys, do you see all these different connections? Like there's so many different ways you can actually scale, improve your business, make more money. And bro, there's so many things. Holy shit, bro. Don't worry guys, I know the universe is crazy within e-commerce. So I'm gonna give you the exact blueprint that I'm doing right now, because you're probably looking at this and you're like, holy shit, I didn't even master organic. How the fuck am I supposed to master all of these other things that he's talking about? I'm losing track. So don't worry, I got you covered. I'm literally gonna explain you guys everything, how I'm doing it as well. But as you also guys can see, we're not even halfway through the video. I do believe this video is almost 1 hour long. So press this video, take a breath, take a coffee, get a new page, and start taking more notes. So next up, we have organic. Organic is basically just because I just put it here because in the beginning I said, okay, you could be Facebook ads, dude. And if you're just doing Facebook ads, you obviously would want to start with organic as well, just because organic reach is always going to be cheaper than Facebook ads. And organic nowadays is just super important for brand awareness. And there's always going to be some random videos that just pop up, go viral, that you can then just use for Facebook content and Facebook creatives. And then TTS is TikTok Shop. This is by far my holy grail, just because I'm not a big fan of Facebook. And in my opinion, TikTok Shop is, as a organic dropshipper, the most familiar business model and the easiest vehicle to not only get to 7 figures, but also multi 7 figures. And that goes for affiliates and seller. We'll talk about this in just a second, but TikTok Shop is truly the number one thing. In my opinion, small brands with their Shopify websites will very soon completely die out, because I cannot imagine Instagram is going to be as it is right now forever. Because if TikTok Shop is getting better and better, and Instagram and the other platforms have always been copying TikTok and the most successful social media platform, and if TikTok Shop is out, there's surely going to be a better Instagram Shop version. I know Instagram Shop is already out, but it's super fucking trash. But just the entire world is going towards like entertainment shopping. So that means if you do master this, you do master already the next generation of what is going to become with the next evolutionary step, if you get what I mean. Like right now, we have 4 big social media platforms. We have TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And only TikTok Shop is the one with entertainment shopping. But those 3 other platforms, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook, they will have to, like, TikTok Shop is super successful. There's no reason why these platforms shouldn't do it, because they make money with the payment fees and whatever brand deals, I don't know. They do make some money. So it would just be super stupid for these platforms to not implement this as well. And the sooner you start now going into TikTok Shop, the easier it's going to be for you to transition and make money off this next evolutionary step as well. So just do this brainstorming for yourself right now, right? And the reason why TikTok Shop is so fucking good is not only because for TikTok Shop sellers, the scalability is so much more higher. For affiliates, it's never been easier to make money, because with Kalo data, for example, you can easily just copy and paste even easier than you do with organic dropshipping. So the pump and dump, almost non-existent. The trust on TikTok Shop is so much more higher than on your Shopify website. So obviously brands like Gymshark, I do believe all of those brands will probably not even exist on websites at some point. They will all just be selling on Instagram social media platforms, and only a small percentage is then gonna come like revenue-wise from their website, because everyone at some point is just gonna be entertainment shopping on social media platforms. So for that being said, I do believe websites will be down in a few years. Like, I don't know when, but surely the long-term, super long-term now thinking. And obviously we always want to place us in an advantage position. It just doesn't make sense to have your Shopify website. And already just with TikTok Shop, your videos get pushed. The conversion rate is so much higher. The scalability is so much higher. Everything is just so much more easier. Like, why wouldn't you do it? It doesn't make any sense for me. I myself, every single product that I'm looking into, I'm like, okay, is this a TikTok Shop product as well? Because the perfect chemistry, like the perfect thing that you can do is combining organic and then with TikTok Shop and then scaling it through the moon with the Amazon tactic, which we'll talk about everything. But for now, you just need to understand that TikTok Shop is the easiest vehicle to improve and scale your business long-term. Talking stores, split tests, everything and anything. How do I improve my store? How do I scale my store? This is very important. This is not important when you start making your first money. When you've made 6 figures and you've never changed anything on your website, after the first time you basically did your website, you probably missed out on 30% extra revenue. Just because you just didn't split test things. And I'm being for real. There is so much more money on your website to being made than you can imagine. Pre-purchase upsells, post-purchase upsells, increasing conversion rates, just getting more traffic onto your website, split testing different visuals on your website, split testing shipping, price, offer, anything and everything. And if you guys have no clue what I just talked about, get a new mentor. Like, I'm being for real. Okay, what's actually split testing? How does it work? Let me actually show you guys. Maybe I can draw it up here. So you do have your website. You get 100,000 people every single day onto your website, and you run an A/B test. You can also run ABC tests, but the most common version is just to run A/B tests. What this means is you do have 10,000 people who come onto your Shopify website every single day. And let's say on website A, everything is the same, just one thing is different. For example, here you get free shipping. On website number B, everything is the same, but they have to pay for shipping. So then you send 5K of those people onto this website, 5K on this year, and you will see the revenue per customer. And then the app, whichever app you're using, you can use Intelligence or whatever other app you want to be using. is gonna tell you, okay, this was the winning one, or the other one was the winning one. And then if this is the winning one, let's assume website A was winning, then you would wanna go inside website A, and off website A, you would then wanna do another split test. From website A, you do another A/B test. Maybe this time you test the price of your product. So you send those same customers on the next day again on the website with the free shipping, because this now performed better. When you decrease the shipping, when you decrease the product price, maybe you increase it, and so on and so forth. And at some point you will have tested so many things on your website that your website is literally perfect. And there's so many different things you can test on your website, which I'm now going to explain to you guys. And basically the ABC thing would mean if you get 10,000 people and you just run A/B tests, it's like 50% on this website, 50% on the other website. Obviously you can play around. Maybe you do 60% here, 40% here, doesn't matter. But obviously it's 50-50 in my opinion. That's just the easiest way to understand it. And if you have a 3 split test going on, that would mean you send like equally much traffic onto any website. Website A gets 33%, website B gets 33%, and this website gets 33% as well. And you always want to be split testing something on your website. So from 0 to 6 figures, there's not too many things. I wouldn't bother because I was actually looking too much into this. I was not really executing it because it's very hard to understand all of the metrics if you do content and everything as well. Because one thing you do have to understand with organic is you're not getting equally as much traffic all the time. You do have some pump and dumps, and maybe you're going viral in the right audience, maybe in a poorer audience. So there's so many different factors that I later on discovered where I was like, okay, it doesn't actually make too much sense to split test. But I'm not saying you shouldn't split test at all. You should just split test the most important things. And in my opinion, the most important things on your website to split test is the offer. So that means, is your price good if you make it cheaper or if you make it more expensive? Actually, on most of my website, always when I was testing the more expensive one, it always performed better. So people are willing to pay more. So you are losing actually on free money, bro. So let's give you a bit more ideas on what to actually split test on your website. You can split test your copywriting, yeah? Maybe your description, maybe anything, your emoji benefits that you have below your product pictures are not really sparking emotion, they are not really convincing, they are not really handling objections. Then you should here do more of copywriting. And then you would do the same. You would copyright. Is this sentence better or is this sentence B better? If sentence A is better, you keep sentence A. It's always like big stores like Gymshark and the Udi, the one big brand from this Australian guy. Bro, I know for a fact they split tested everything on their website. They were split testing whether or not they should have like a small tick next to some pictures or some mini GIF which is just glowing all the time. They've split tested this and for them this worked. But maybe it doesn't work for your website, in your audience, whatever. This is why you need to split test. Not everything that is working for product A is also going to work for product B, which is why for every single time you always have to split test this, which is also why I am in need of somebody for our VIP who can literally provide this as a service. Next up, we have the price. You can test the price if it's cheaper versus more expensive. If the more expensive one is performing, you obviously want to keep the more expensive one because you could actually be missing out on free money. And guess what? We don't want to be missing out on free money. Then also you can test bundles. Bundles, in my opinion, are so important. And one thing I always like to do, I'm not only offering like 2 versions, I'm always, yes, that's just because I'm a fucking G and so educated. That's the same thing as Starbucks. Starbucks is offering 3 sizes for a reason, because they studied. Small, medium, and large. That is just because they don't want everyone to buy the biggest one. The biggest one most of the times is not the best value to price offer. But version number 2 is always the best offer most of the times. All of the businesses that I know, all of the websites that I've studied, their offer for 2 units is always better than the offer for 3 ones. And that is just because here they also have the best margins instead of the third one. So you always want to sell them more than one, and ideally the second offer, or like ideally your third offer is the best, but most of the times the third offer is just there so people buy like this. Like this is just some psychological thing you need to understand is you always want to have 3 options and people will always go for the middle version. That's just math. Also, one more thing you should keep in mind on your website. Probably your mentor hasn't told, probably your shit ass guru hasn't told you about as well, is people should always have the option to buy on your website. You are, oh my God, some website I look at, I'm just like, okay, you have this. And I do want to buy more. Why is there not more things to buy? This is why one product stores always perform better when you have some upsells on them. That's why I'm making so much more money with basically just selling, like guys, I'm not only selling bracelets on my website, I'm selling earrings, hair clips, necklaces. There's always something to buy. One thing you could test on your website as well is basically the visuals. That, in my opinion, I do know that Michael Bernstein is saying it's not as important, but I do feel like it's very important, especially the first picture that people see when they come on your website. Let's say they open up carbrace.com and the first picture they would see is super low quality. They would jump off your website again. When the first picture is super high quality, maybe even with an influencer, people would be like, oh damn, okay. Even more trust because now they see an influencer. And I don't know what you can do with the AI nowadays. I'm not promoting anything, but maybe you can get like, I don't know, Cristiano Ronaldo to show off how he's wearing your perfume or something like that. And him talking like, oh, shoo, buy this perfume. Anyways, testing visuals, in my opinion, always like once when I did 10K with my first winning product, I rebuilt the entire website just with making it more branded. I feel like visuals go hand in hand with looking more branded. The conversion rate bumped up by, I think, 0.5% or 0.3% just because I made it look more branded. And since I feel like visuals and branding go hand in hand because the better your pictures look like, the more brand awareness you kind of convey. So for that kind of reason, I do feel like visuals are very important, but that's something you do a few times and then it looks good. Like there's not so many things you can split test about a picture, and either the picture looks good and that's it. Like there's some 10 out of 10 pictures, you can't really make them so much better that they still have a huge impact. Whereas if you can always split test your price and your bundles. There's shit ton of different variants you can test. And next up, we have the shipping. I already told you guys about that. Either you test something with free shipping, you test it with not included shipping. Maybe they get free shipping when they check out for $50, and then you have like a specific bundle. So you kind of push them to buy the specific bundle. And also one thing that I've always been doing on my website is, for example, I always have in the header announcement bar free shipping when they buy more than for $50, just as a scenario. But shipping is always free. I just tell them shipping is free above $50. And then what this basically shows them, or what the customer then starts thinking is like, oh, holy shit, I just found a crazy hack. Why is there free shipping, which makes them buy? But also, I tricked them into this position. And for the other people who feel like, oh, damn, I need to buy like another $10 for shipping, otherwise I don't get free shipping, they will buy more. You guys see, I'm fucking smart. I studied this game. I am the #1 psychological website G. So, pre-purchase. What is a pre-purchase? Also, these psychological things that I'm talking about here are obviously just the things that I can publicly share. I have so many more things in my head that I'm doing on my website where I'm just like, give me more money, customer. Badam, with my magic wand. So, pre-purchase is something that you want to sell to the customer before they start checking out on your website. Post-purchase is what they would see after they finish their website. Just as an example, pre-purchase is something that you can sell them beforehand as a upselling product. So for example, if they buy my M bracelet, I would also recommend them to buy the M necklace. Or maybe I would recommend them a different color, just so they don't buy one, but they buy multiple ones. And also, shipping protection is the #1 thing to upsell. It's like $250, it's like 5% to 10% of the entire checkout price that they just extra pay, which basically is doing nothing. So if you do want to know how to do the pre-purchase upsell nowadays, because some apps like Upcard, they disabled this function, then all of my VIP students know exactly how to do it. So if you are still missing out on money for your free, on your shipping protection, then that is because you're not in VIP and you do not know how to basically still use this function. And post-purchase upsell could be as easy as basically just having some extra gift box at the end that you start selling to customers, or maybe you upsell them to the bigger version that you have. Or in my scenario, for example, I would recommend them the bracelet that they still didn't consider checking out. And last but not least, which is super underrated, which in my opinion always gives the best bump on your entire store and split testing session that you run through, is adding free gifts. Kaching bundles, by the way, is the #1 app that I recommend to anyone using for testing their offer. Kaching bundles, not only for the visual appearance, but also for the data that you get with them and all of the options. So for example, what you can do is that literally when you do catching bundles, you can add a free gift down below. So for example, what I do when they check out with 3 bracelets, they get another free bracelet as well. Or if they check out with, I don't know, back then when they were buying my Muslim jar, I believe I was then sending them extra 20 verses or so inside the jar. Free gifts is the #1 thing that people like to get. You cannot spam them enough with free gifts. Temu and Shein, all of those fucking cheap ass stores, what they are called, are just working so well because people get a shit ton of free things. Like they get almost everything for free and then they just pay for a few things and they're like, okay, I'm just checking out because I got like 80% for free and I'm just paying for 20%. That's the entire business model of Shein and Temu. So if you just implement a little bit of that and people feel like, okay, I now get a better deal just because I get this, and this for free, I'm doing it. Let me buy this. And next up, we have the product delivery, supply chain, and branding. Product delivery is indeed very, very important. Supply chain basically means for a normal organic dropshipper, the supply chain is actually super short. Like the supply chain starts at the manufacturer. So for example, for me, how it's going for the car brace, I think this is just the easiest to explain to you guys. The supply chain starts at the manufacturer. The manufacturer finishes the product, sends it to the warehouse. The warehouse sends it to the customer. From the customer, I do have like the after sales team, which is in my case the customer service, and that is the entire supply chain. That is it. And obviously we want to perfect this entire supply chain as good as possible. And also we want to have every step as branded as possible. So for example, if the warehouse which ships out the product, they should have fast shipping. They should have tracking numbers available. They shouldn't have Chinese tracking numbers available. They should have local tracking numbers available. The tracking on your website should look very comprehensive and very easy for the customer to understand. The customer should be updated via email notifications and everything. The packaging in the manufacturer's warehouse should already be branded and everything, just so the entire thing, the final result that the customer gets is super high branded and just makes your product stand out just so much more than the competitors one, right? So custom packaging, in my opinion, is super important, not only because it looks so much better, but also because people, when you later down send it out to influencers, they are so much more willing to actually review your product, because product is like the packaging. I'm talking about this in my VIP course. The packaging is a winning aspect of a product as well. There are some products that just got viral just because the packaging looked so clean. So for example, this Formula 1 jacket that's going viral on social media all over the time. The packaging is their visual hook all over the time. Why are they going viral? Just because of the packaging. So if your packaging looks clean as hell, you can not only have crazy unpackaging videos and unboxing videos, but also you can use this as visual hook. You can send this out to other people and influencers. Bro, they will literally for free post this in their story just because this looks cool. And everybody wants to have cool footage on their Instagram account. Also, on the other hand side, the one thing that you get with custom packaging and with the car brace, for example, whenever this package here would arrive at their home, there would be a small gift card, thank you card inside, which tells them in big capital letters, thank you for buying, purchase on your next order with car brace 20% off. So that gives you more lifetime value, because when most organic dropshippers, they don't even think about it. They're like, okay, just let me send the product to my customer and that is it. That's just because you guys have no idea how to do organic dropshipping and all you think about is just pump and dumps. But I'm thinking about building brands. And if you build brands, you obviously also have the capability to do custom packaging and then do all of these things, which just give you money over and over again. And the entire scalability, there is room for scalability, which is the main thing I want to tell you about. Because if you just run your normal 9 to 5 TikTok burner account product, that is not gonna give you all of these options. Like you can sell it, you can source it from your supplier, but surely he's not gonna give you custom packaging. So with the thank you card, you literally get so much more money from the same customers. Now imagine we do have one customer, and I bet nobody, if you guys check your returning customer rate in Shopify, it's probably gonna be 0%. If it's less than 10%, you are fucking dog shit, bro. With my products, that was also with the Muslim jar. That's the first time I started this. It was literally a small thank you card telling them thank you for your purchase. First of all, it says like, if you shouldn't be satisfied with your order, which is also part of branding, like offering good customer service, please reach out to us. Don't leave a bad review, or if you have some good experience, leave a good review. And also, by the way, you can save another whatever percentage on your next purchase when you, and then I had a QR code right next to it. So they just can scan the QR code and they got on the website immediately. As easy as that. Now usually I would have only got $30 when they bought my product once, and then they would never come back. But now I'm giving them another impulsive opportunity just to check out for another product, and it's working so fucking well. Also, along the way, you should be able to improve your product. So obviously, if you have a big ass product or whatever, some technical product, it's not gonna be very easy to improve it. I've literally been looking into this, and it's super, super expensive. But for example, if you have a custom product like this, I'm always improving the quality, like with the designs, with the materials. We're looking now into silver, we're looking into iced out versions, we're looking into gold, all these different things. Whereas in the beginning, we started out with stainless steels, but now we're having new, new bracelets in and of itself. We're having new versions. Everything is just getting better and better. For example, also the new packaging is not gonna be like this normal 2D. It's having like a silver reflection. Everything just looks so much more branded. Like this is a crazy product, and obviously it starts at the beginning. You need to find a good product, otherwise there is no room for scalability. Because if you fail the first step, you don't even have all of these opportunities that I'm now telling you about. But obviously, because I made the first step right, all of the things that I'm telling you about, I'm also doing, and I can also do for the car brace just because I did the first step right. So improving the product is also one very important part of scaling and improving your dropshipping business. And last but not least, happy customers is very important. Happy wife, happy life. That goes also for your customers. Happy customers, happy life. Because customer satisfaction, word of mouth is always gonna spread. Maybe not for your small dropshipping business, but now I'm actually building a big brand, and also the next brands I'm building, those are all like brands that will be like multi-7-figure brands. And when people like your product, like this product, many sales are just coming because people post this in their stories, they tag us, then their friends see this, they buy this, then people tell them how cool everything is. The customer service is always replying on weekends 24/7. We are so nice because our email templates are so branded and everything. These are all things that you have to keep in mind as well. This is not the most important part, in my opinion, throughout all of these things, but it's just something you should keep in mind and improve along your journey as well. Like if you have a shit ass Gmail address, which is like Oklahoma responding gmail.com, bruh. Like try to make your email look as professional as possible. For example, in the footer, I have the car brace logo. We have our imprint right there. We have like another automatic email, which is always replying immediately to every customer. So whenever a customer is sending us an email, we're like, hey, thanks for your message. We'll get back to you within 48 hours, yada, yada, yada. Please don't spam us with other messages. Just make sure that you send us your tracking number, which also makes everything so much easier, right? But these should either be things you already know, your guru, your coach, or your mentor is telling you. If don't, you are fucking at the wrong position. These are basic things, guys. You do, like, I'm being honest. I'm being so mad because I can already guarantee people are sitting here right now and they're like, oh, holy shit, I never heard about this thank you card thing and customer satisfaction. That is important as well. Oh yeah, interesting. And I'm not doing this, like I do have fun doing these YouTube videos, but it's not fun to me if people literally come into my YouTube calls and they tell me, yo, I watched this YouTube video, and then I tell them a question about this YouTube video when I was talking about a specific thing, and they're like, I'm like, bro, so if you watch this, I'm talking to you. Take notes, because at any point of time, if I should see you on my calls and you can't reply to my question where I was asking about one of the main things, like what's one of the main criteria when doing product delivery, supply chain, and branding, and you can't reply to me with none of them, I'll literally ban you from my Discord server. Okay, guys, next up we have lifetime value. I've been talking about this a little bit already, and it's not the same as average order value, right? Average order value is the average of every single purchase on your website. Let's say we have 10 customers on our website, all of them buy for $10, then the average order value through all of those 10 customers is $10 because everyone was buying for $10. If everyone bought for $20, it's gonna be $20. The lifetime value now is completely different. The lifetime value is basically they purchased it once for, let's say, $10 and they're done. They get their order and then they would never place it again. Then for this specific customer A, the lifetime value would be $10. Let's say for customer B, he places an order for $5 online just because you have a cheap product, whatever. But then just because you sent him an email or so, something like that, he's now placing another order for $20 because he was satisfied with your delivery time, with your packaging and your customer service. Now the total lifetime is $25, which is obviously so much better than just the $10. Although those $10 at the first place, they look so much more better because you made $10 in the first place, and here in the first place you only made $5, but because you are working here actively on more lifetime value, you got $25 in total. And $25 in total is obviously better than just $10. So how you can achieve more lifetime value from your customers is basically by implementing all of these things here. You do want to have email marketing, you do want to have SMS marketing, a good product, and retargeting ads. So starting one by one. Email marketing, you can either do email marketing yourself. The most important part actually for email marketing that I've always been focused on is setting up flows. I do have another email marketing session coming up in the VIP course very soon on Warp, where I'm literally going to explain everything that I've done on all my stores. And next up, you can do campaigns. I have mixed thoughts about campaigns. Flows are very important. Flows are basically things that are always automatically sending out. So if you have a sign-up form on your website, whenever you go on a website, they are always asking you for their email. That is because they want to get your email so they can send you campaigns or flows later down the road. So let's say we open up a website, they're asking for our email, and then we get 10% in exchange. That is called the welcome series. Next to the welcome series, you also want to have the abandoned cart series. Then you also want to have the customer service flow or whatever it's called. I don't know the specific names of it. Last time I created all of my emails literally half a year ago, but that's just what I remember. And basically the welcome series is the one that I just told you about, like people coming onto your website, you give them 10% in exchange for their email, so you can just pump out campaigns or have your flows going out. So for example, flows could be every single Wednesday you send out the newsletter and then whatever. And the abandoned cart is whenever they would check out on your website, you already collected their email, but then maybe after 10 minutes, you send them a reminder as an email. Yo, you forgot to check out. After 4 hours, you send them another reminder. And then maybe on the third email that you send, they actually check out. If you wouldn't have this, you are literally missing out on conversions. Whereas on the customer service flow, this is almost the same as the thank you card. You just want to, after you fulfill the order, maybe after 2 weeks, you're sending them another email. You're like, hey, yo, is everything fine? Can we do anything for you? If not, maybe start buying this. This is now trending. And then they purchase another product on your website. This is all flows that are being sent always automatically. You don't have to sit there and always do those manually, which is why I love flows so much. You set them up once and then you don't use them ever again. And actually they do another automated revenue on my store of 10 to 20%. Like at least in Q4 when I was working with the agency, they did start slacking a bit. Like actually a lot, but they were making another 20%. And the main reason we made so much money and the main traffic funnel was with the flows. It was not with the campaigns, which is why in the beginning I was always like, okay, you need to do better campaigns, you need to do better campaigns. But with the campaigns, I was never making so much money. So I do believe campaigns nowadays on emails are super fucking, like they're not strong, they're super weak. Flows are the actual thing because you set them up once and then they work automatically. Whereas campaigns, you always have to send them out manually. You have to prepare them and everything. You have to set schedules. So this is a huge headache. But if you do have a email marketing agency, which is only working on commission, which we're also looking for in the VIP, by the way, because the old one I had to fire because they didn't bring the results anymore, then reach out to me. And anyone else who's got this, tell your email marketing agency to do this. Campaigns, You can force them to do them, but also at the same time, like I didn't have very good experience with that. Maybe my agency was also just trash when it came to sending campaigns. But flows are very important. And if you don't find anyone doing it, you definitely have to start doing this yourself. And if you have no idea how to do this, then you can already come into the VIP. So whenever the email marketing course is being dropped, you can already implement it as one of the first guys. Then next up, we have SMS. SMS is the same as email marketing. In European countries, it's a bit difficult, but in the US, for example, you can just send them a push notification and be like, yo, like for example, when they check out on your website, you can make it pre-enabled that they have to put in their email and their phone number, or otherwise they can't finish the order. And if they put in SMS, you can literally just send them a push notification whenever you run a sale. Or for example, if they abandon the cart again, you can be like, yo, you forgot your order. And you will have a 90% open rate, which is insane. Like imagine, this is the same like the IG bot, what I'm talking about in the VIP course, which I just leaked. It's basically, you just have a 90% open rate. People open this up and they'd be like, oh yeah, interesting. Whereas in emails, bro, nobody checks emails. Like there's maybe 10% less open rate. And SMS is super strong. And then obviously for lifetime value, you do need a good product. Ideally something that I don't want to talk too much about because I'm just getting into it, but products that you can run with subscriptions. So for example, I don't know, maybe supplements, whey protein or something like that, just where people need to buy this every 2 weeks, every month, and they just come back and they always buy your product just because your quality is the best. But that also just works if your entire supply chain is good and your product is good. Because if your whey protein or your supplement that you sell is dog shit, then you will only have them buy once and then never again. And they probably will tell it also to their friends, and their friends will never buy from your website. So that's why I'm saying you always need to have a very good, positive business, which is spreading good vibes and making his customers very happy. And then last but not least, retargeting ads. Basically, people, whenever they bought your product once, you just pop up on their Google ad search library every once in a while and be like, yo, we do have a new product. We have an updated product here. Do you want to get it? Maybe, maybe not. Okay, halfway motherfucking through. I'm not exhausted, but just in order to keep my double time on point, we do get our second Red Bull right now. I did put it in the fridge or in the freeze 20 minutes ago, just so we have the perfect temperature. Apparently this is a new drink. Like I never saw it with this type of blue. Apparently it's Red Bull Zero. Sugar-free is good, but the white one is the best. Oh, this actually smells quite good. Let's see. Oh yeah, this actually, ooh, this is good. Just a bit too sweet. Oh, fuck. Let's cook. Okay, guys, now let me quickly just give you a summary of what we've been talking about. We talked about the basics, and then we talked about all the things that you can do to improve and scale your business. Not only things you can do, but also things you need to do in order to always be able to scale your business even more. Like for example, these things, for example, here, the product delivery things. If those things are not on point, you will always get more problems along the way you scale more. So for example, if this is all dog shit, your warehouse is trash because they take too long to ship products, if your packaging is trash and it always arrives defect, if your product is not working, if your customers are never happy, then it doesn't even make sense to do the traffic scaling and improvement because you will only scale more products. So there's specific things we talked about which always need to be set up in order to strive for more success. But now let's actually talk about what do you do after your first 100K, or what's something that I should have done after my first 100K. And one thing, the basic mindset you do have to switch now is basically we're not dropshippers. We're not doing this as a hobby. We're not hobby content creation people, human beings. We're not brokies who just do 100K and then afterwards we don't have any idea what to do and we just want to discover everything by trial and error. We're smart, right? We want to scale, which is why I came up with brand scaling. Brand scaling is literally what I've been doing with my past recent products and what I've doing with all of my newest products. Because organic dropshipping is a very short-term business. There is no one, at least no one that I know besides Born, but that's also not organic dropshipping. He's doing brand scaling as well. He took dropshipping, organic dropshipping, as a jumping head start, like as a jumping, whatever it's called, like as a jumping trampoline to basically skyrocket his Facebook ads later down. So we're doing the same, but I'm doing the different technique. We're not doing 100K revenue and then going towards the Facebook ads path, because I want to do something which is very organic native. I'm young. I don't feel like doing Facebook ads. I hate fucking numbers. I like pictures. I have ADHD. I need something with my dopamine. But obviously I need to do more money. So I was like, okay, what can we do? 100K revenue. And obviously, in order to do all of this brand scaling, you need to have these things in place. A good product, such as the carb race, room for scalability, such as the carb race, 100K revenue, such as me, and then be like, okay, let's go. Because brand scaling does not work with trash ass products. Like, this doesn't make sense. Because everything that I'm now telling you about, like how I'm onboarding all of my creators and everything, is only working because I have a bulletproof system and product. If this product was only making money for a month and then it's dead, the fuck do I do with all of my creators? Like, we have a plan, we have a vision, we have a goal, we know what we're striving for. And the first step that I'm always telling you guys, which is the product, needs to be bulletproof. You need to have a good product. And a good product is so much more than you guys think. As I told you guys in the WOP course, I'm literally talking for hours and hours on how to find and how to actually understand, analyze, and promote or find good products. So we do have a good product. We want to scale this product. We're doing brand scaling. We're not doing fucking dropshipping trash, AliExpress scaling, brand scaling. We do want to build a brand, because at the end of the day, if you have a big brand, you can scale this brand. It's not only a Shopify website that we're selling. It's not only a trash ass product. We're selling a brand. We're selling a vibe. We're selling a vision. We're selling an entire system, right? So let's get right into it. There's two different paths that you're going, basically, or that you should be doing. One of them being scaling. So these are the things. This is now here, from looking from left to right. This is more like a timeline. This is how I started, right? So I started with the team. I started scaling horizontal. As I told you guys in the beginning, I was like super egotistical. I thought I could do everything better than anyone, which nowadays I understand is a mistake. And I'm still catching myself sometimes. But if you think about it, if you can't explain or you can't make anyone besides you as successful as you are with your business model that you think yourself you mastered, you apparently didn't master it. The success of my students is my success just because I mastered it and I'm able to clone it onto them as well. I'm just literally taking my viral formula, my success formula, my business formula, copy, paste onto my creators. And one thing that opened my eyes, which was actually something that Alex told me, is don't you think you're always going to be better at content creation than your creators? Yes, maybe. But I do believe that at some point, if I shift my explanations, if I become faster, if I become more precise, if I have more examples to show, that they will actually be able to capitalize and execute on this much better than I will ever be. And if I'm not in the position to do this, which is most likely people who just make their first 10K and then start teaching other people, then this whole system is not gonna work. Then this is like literally built for failure. I started scaling horizontal with my first product. I was basically thinking, okay, the only thing that I knew is doing organic dropshipping content. Let me just do more of what I knew, because the best thing I can always tell you guys is double down on what is working and scratch what is not working. Double down on what you know and scratch what you don't know. I knew how to do content. I knew how to do VPNs. I'm the number one when it comes to technical setups within the entire organic VPN space and anything. If any problem comes up, if you have 0 views, if you don't know how to create accounts, if anything gets banned left to right, I'm the number one you can talk to and we will get it solved. I had the uploading agency. We had a shit ton of phones. We have 20 phones. We have a shit ton of different countries. We have a shit ton of different accounts that I could run. And since I didn't have to waste all this time uploading all of this content, I was just like, bro, this is the number one thing I can do. I have all of these accounts. I'll just focus on doing content. And what I've done is I just started doing more countries, more content, more traffic. Because now imagine I just got 10,000 visitors on my website just from Germany. Then I got another 10,000 from France, another 10,000 from Italy, another 10,000 from Spain, another 10,000 from God knows where, from Uzbekistan. That is like 30% multiplier of traffic per month on my store. Even though if some of these countries are less converting than the German market, or maybe even higher performing, doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you're just doing more, you're getting more traffic, you obviously get more money as well. And one thing that I was doing, which is a super interesting strategy as well, which I'm only talking about in VIP, but I'm now going to disclose here, is basically if you go viral in Germany and you have all of these other accounts as well, you are the first person to replicate your own virality formula. You know best why this specific video went viral in Germany, because you read all of the data, you read all of the comments. People in the comments almost always tell you, oh my God, maybe it went viral because of the controversy that you used. Maybe your competitors don't catch it because they won't read your comments. So now you replicate your German video onto your other countries, and guess what? It's going viral. I'm doing the same with the car brace. All of my creators are doing the same, which is why my strategy is proven to work. And at some point, it's going to be an automated system, which is why TikTok Shop and everything also for affiliates is so easy, because you literally get put in a group. For example, in Creators Corner, you get in a group with 30 people. One of them goes viral. The same day they send this viral video, like literally same minute, everyone copies it, everyone goes viral, because there is this big vacuum that I told you guys about in my latest VIP call. If there is a big vacuum, for example, with the rip clips and the grandpa and grandma stitch clips, everyone is going viral with them, because in this big vacuum, there's always people just being able to do the same exact thing and getting the same engagement. That is basically called participating in a trend, and people love trends. And if we are able to hop on this trend and make money with this, banger. So that's what I was doing all Q4, I think until February. I was just running up one of my products in different countries. Whenever I went viral here, I did the same exact thing in the other country. Whenever I went viral in this country, I did it in this country. Same. And with the split testing that I'm always doing, which I mastered, I literally went viral every single day in Q4, which was the crazy part about me just making so much money. It was not from one account. It was not one video that went super viral, just because of the strategies that I implemented. And if I probably went viral super crazy with 80 million views, I would have probably made even 200K months, just because I was always the one. I'm always trying to get 100% out of everything. Important things that I kind of set up here in order to strive for more success, as I told you. Like these are my 3 most important hires. My customer service VA, which takes away all of the brain rot that I don't have to do anymore with customers. The uploading agency, which is the best thing you can do as a organic dropshipper. You are wasting so much money making time with uploading content. It is ridiculous. And if you're not wasting so much time, you're not doing enough content. So either way, you should get or work with the uploading agency. And you can start hiring somebody from Fiverr, or you can already start plugging in all of your accounts into a proven agency. Next up, we have the executor. That is also a super important part, because now all of this to-do list, let's say you have 100 things on your to-do list, but you only finish off like 80%, then you can give those 20%. And obviously you yourself, you always want to do the hardworking stuff, the money-making part. Then you would give like the unnecessary, the shitty things, whatever you want to call them, just the back office stuff to somebody, to your executor who's doing it, so you still stay on track with your business. So these things all together, they are super important for me. And these were the ones that basically set me up to get more time to focus on the things that I actually need to do. And they open up just basically this small little loophole that I could kind of dive into to start focusing on the new things, which was building a community. So this was basically the next thing that I was doing. I have a huge past in the organic space. I'm the most #1 hated person for no reason. Obviously, I do not give a fuck, because I'm always just trying to spread positive vibes and free informational value. And I'm actually the only one who's got a proper bag and is always being very honest. So for that kind of reason, that's a whole nother story that I've been talking about in my VIP. But anyways, I always wanted to build a community. I fucking love sitting here on a Friday night right now. It is almost 11 p.m., taking out my time, not thinking about business. I'm just giving out free value right now. that I wouldn't have to give. So I love this. I was just building a community in the beginning because I wanted to. Because I was in a mentoring program before, I was doing group calls, and I was like, holy shit, this is actually so satisfying. Like, same for my VIP community. Come on, guys. It's $50 a month. Do you actually think I give a shit about your $50? No. Like, truly, no. The Discord is not even paying for my expenses that I spend per month on food, bro. So, I was building the community at first, not even thinking about anything long term. I was just doing it because I wanted it to. I felt this was the right move. And there are several different things we can talk about why this is actually a good move. Nowadays, I feel like this is a super good move because this allows you to reflect. My English got so much better. I got so much more confident and calm talking on camera. Like, this entire video is almost uncut. I'm just yapping here without nonstop. That's also because I'm super fucking smart, but that's also just because I'm doing this on a, like, every single Friday. I do this literally every single week, multiple calls with my creators every single time. And you just get used to it. And this is a skill that you will need. Like, leadership, talking to cameras. If you do organic content, there's no way around you escape this camera. There's always going to be a camera kind of in your face or on your chest mount, whatever. You do need to be comfortable working with cameras. So I do feel like building a community was the right step. And basically, I just gave out free calls, free value, and I became a name in the space, which basically later on allowed me to scale with creators because I was like, oh shit, interesting. I was just giving out free value because I wanted to. People obviously, because I know what I was talking about, but anyone else who's making six figures probably knows as well what he's talking about. And there's always something you can learn. I'm not trying to, I know, guys, I'm always saying I'm the best, but also I know that I know nothing. So I'm just trying to put out myself as the best version here on YouTube, but also at the same time, there's always things you can learn. So whenever I see somebody, for example, Rob the Bank posting a new TikTok Shop podcast, I'm not like, oh, I already know what he's talking about. I'm like, damn, okay, that's interesting. Let me actually listen to him. So becoming a name in the space was very important. And people then started realizing, okay, he knows what he's talking about. Let me actually start working as a creator for him, which I was not even thinking about because I was doing these two things here at the same time. I was scaling horizontally myself and building the community. I wasn't even thinking about doing all of this with the creators because I was like, nah, this is not working. I knew that some other people in Germany, I think Thilo, his name is called, or some other people in Michael Bernstein's program, they had like 20 to 30, I think he's called Luca as well. They had 20 to 30 creators and not even one of their creators is printing and they don't even have calls with their creators. And I was like, oh shit. But that was also just because their system was just built for failure. Whereas Alex, my roommate and my business partner and also my best friend and also my brother, came up with a very good system that I started perfecting along the time. And that was scaling and working with creators. And there's this system I'm now going to tell you about. So first of all, one thing that I find very important that I think a lot of people make wrong is starting too early, not knowing what they talk about, and going full send in the wrong direction. So you can go full send with 5 creators and have a high probability of making them work. And you can go full send with 100 people. You have no idea how to coach people. You have no system yet and head towards failure. I mean, that's just logical, right? So I was thinking, okay, if I do something, I always want to do right. Whether that be YouTube videos, I want them to be a 10 out of 10. Whether that be my VIP course, whether that be the Discord, whether that be my new product choice, whatever it might be, I always want to be it as good as possible and I want to have a system. I don't want lucky punches like, oh damn, how the fuck did I even make this money? So I was like, okay, let me start with a small group. So I started hiring 5 people from my Discord community. Okay guys, so this is literally going to be some serious advice for anyone who wants to now start scaling with creators. This is the main reason I wanted to do this YouTube video. Everything that we talked about before was just the introduction towards now. So right now, this is the not secret formula. This is just the creator formula that I came up with as well. And it's working with all of my creators. I have a proven system. And I actually believe if you apply all of these the same exact way, your success rate is going to be much higher when working with creators and also onboarding new creators, because you can only onboard creators if your current creators work on autopilot and are successful. So I'm now going to show you how to get your creators successful. And the main reason I'm doing this now is because I'm in the space of working with my creators. I think in a few months, it's going to be even more outsourced, where my creators will be creator managers and they work with their own creators. But for now, I handpicked all of my creators and I'm now working with all of them myself. So first of all, I started out with 3 people, or three or 5 people. If anyone starts, do not start with more than 5 people, because you do need a proven system and you need to find this system with the first 5 people. With the first 5 people, I wouldn't, first of all, the creator quality is very important. Creator quality is very important. Let me underline that. Don't onboard anyone. There is some criteria that I already look in for when I onboard new creators. So ideally, they have a strong mentality. They are willing to work with your business and put your business first. This is negotiable, is if they have a primed account. So for example, obviously I'm scaling the car brace, and if anyone believes he is good enough for working with me as a creator and hopping on my team, then feel free to reach out. But ideally they have some primed IG, TikTok account in the car niche, or they already have some experience in the car niche. And the reason for that is basically this gives them a head start. And this also makes it easier for me to plug in all of my knowledge. But let's actually go through this step by step, because the way I put these sticky notes is actually leading towards the final goal. So you want to start off with a small group, and the main thing, or one of the main reasons creators would want to work with you, and the main reason I want to work with creators, is obviously because you want to scale, you want to do more content. And if you invest 1 hour or 2 hours a week into a creator, but he invests 4 hours every single day into your business, at some point, the output that the creator is achieving for you is much higher than if you would put the same amount of time into your business, just because you're able to put in 1 hour. And if you're very good at explaining, you can actually execute everything the right way. And one thing that is very struggling for many people who do this is they half-ass it, which is why nobody's successful with creators. You have to treat this as a business. You have to literally have the mindset and the goal to make your creators successful. You should not have the mindset of, okay, let me just give this my creator so I do less. If you start out with this mindset, you are again heading towards failure. In my opinion, and I want to underline this, you are working with your creators because you want to make your creators successful. And obviously, logically thinking in advance, you will gain their loyalty, and they're also making money for you. Making your creators money, almost giving them a free mentorship, should be the number one priority, which is why you're not onboarding losers or any people who are half-ass it. People who work with me, I have a genuine interest in making them successful and making them money, which is why I have a 100 motherfucking success rate with all of my creators. I curate who I work with, and when I work with them, I'm now gonna explain you what I'm doing with them. I follow a system that puts them towards success. So they get 2 weekly calls with me, and now I'm talking like both. I'm talking to people who are just interested in this thing, and right now everything that I'm saying and explaining is mainly important for people who do want to work with creators, and they are like their mentor, their coach, or what I like to call myself is the big bro. No matter how old they are, I've worked with people older than me. You have to put yourself out there as a big bro. And you can be 16 years old. I don't think age matters. If you have experience and you know what you're talking about, you can be 12 years old and still they are big bro. Because there are some people, they just have a faster learning curve. Maybe they've been earlier successful because of luck, whatever, and then they automatically have gotten more experience. But you gotta put out yourself as a big bro. That's not only for business. My creators, they come with me with any type of questions. Time management, how to pick up baddies, whatever it might be, some kind of weird ass problems, whether that be motivation, they can come to me and we'll figure it out. All of my creators know that they can do it, that they can come to me, that we have this big brother bond, which is why I'm also not having any contracts or so with my creators. I trust them. That's a mutual business relation. The main reason why all of this is working, the main reason why my Discord is not flooded with childish people or something like that, is because all of us are adults. All of us giving and receiving the same energy. You ask a question in the Discord, you get a reply. Next time, it's the other way around, which is why my Discord, my creators, everything is always built for success. So they get 2 weekly calls with me. And what I'm doing in the beginning is I'm having 1 hour calls 2 times a week with both of my creators. Let's say one on Monday, and then the other one would be a check-in on Thursday. I want to have some execution time for them in between so they can actually execute. But in the beginning, it's very important, in my opinion, that we have long calls, and I always try to explain everything as much in detail as possible. And also they do get 24/7 access to me. They can ask me anything about their products or whatever it might be. But one thing that I find with all of my creators is they just learn too much. They don't have any questions. They never ask me anything about their products because they just know as long as I talk, there is so much value that they have never heard about before that they don't even know what to ask about anymore. First time I started onboarding some people, I didn't even know that I was this knowledgeable. You might call it arrogant. I don't even know what to call it myself. Since I am so successful with all of my creators, it would be irresponsible for me to be like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing with my creators. I know what the fuck I'm doing with my creators. I have this system. I'm just telling them do this, and next week we make the money. So it's basically like a free coaching. They don't ask me anything ever about their own products because they all already get so much value from me just by running my products, which they can transfer onto their own products where they are like, bro, I don't have any questions. You just talk, and there's so much value anyways. I'll just talk and then transfer it to my own products. So that is the first thing. But you do need to know what you're talking about. But the main reason why I basically brought this up is because I want to tell you that you should also give them something back. But you should always make it as a priority. I'm also telling this to all of my creators is my business is the number one. What you do with your business, I don't know. Like, I'm not meaning I don't give a fuck. I'm just like, my business is the number one. And obviously you can put in all of those knowledge that you learn here. But if you work with me, this is not a free coaching. This is like a free coaching because you work for me, right? And we're building something together. And I'm always explaining to all of my creators, if any one of my creators is watching this right now, I hope all of you guys know that the 10 people that are on my side right now, you are here for long term. I'm not working with my creators for short term just to pump out a few months. My creators that are working with me right now, the first people who are working with me, they're here for long term. We will all be making 100K profit months. They will be the people who I bring onto my Discord community, which is growing and growing. Obviously, my personal brand is growing and growing. They will be the ones who are literally the creator managers. They will be the ones who are literally going to be the first ones who I will send out my new products, which we will have the highest success rate of making new money. And those are always my number one dogs. Those are like my soldiers, bro, my marine soldiers. And therefore, I always explain, like, that's also not I'm trying to build a brotherhood, like Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate have it in their house. I'm not trying to have just some lame ass team. I'm thinking fucking long term. I want all of us to be fucking shredded. I want all of us to be on the same side. And I don't care. At long term, it should be 50-50 with my creators. It's always what I'm telling them. Like, obviously right now I'm their coach and they learn from me. So they just get a commission of 20-30%, whatever. But at one point it's going to be 50-50. But since I already have the network plugged in and I have all of these crazy ideas, it's going to be like, okay, let's do this, and then we just share the revenue. Like, I'm actually I'm giving my best to explain to all of my creators that they should only start working with me if they're interested on a long-term relationship. And that's also one of the reasons why it's working so well. Because even if it shouldn't work with my creators for 3 months, I know they are here for the long term, and they know I'm not giving up on them until they start making money. But that's only, again, working because of value exchange. So one thing that I just told you guys about the commission thing. Yes, my creators are not working for free for me. They would work for free for me, which is also one thing I'm looking into. Like, if the first thing they ask me is like, okay, how much money do I get? I'm like, you shouldn't be here for the money. I'm still paying you 20-30%. But your first question should definitely not be how much money do I make? Like, I just find this super offensive, to be honest. Like, I'm giving you my time to learn you how to do this business model that you obviously couldn't manage to handle on your own. And then you're asking me to pay you. I'm just smart enough and actually want to give back to my people because I've been a creator as well. And I always loved it to get commission as well. But I've never been so cocky and be like, oh, can I get fucking 30% commission? But your videos look dog shit. I'm the big bro, but I'm also giving clear expectations, which makes everything so much easier. I'm talking very directly to my brothers, to my creators. But I'm telling them, I don't find this cool. If you slack here, we have a problem. I'm giving you all of my time. If you don't execute, we have a problem. And if you are very direct and if somebody knows what you expect from them, it's just so much easier for them to adapt to that and actually put it into work. So this is about the commission. Then I told you guys 24/7 access, you should be the big bro. And one thing that is a no negotiable as well, which is recording every creator call. You hop with them on Zoom, you hop with them on Discord, you hop with them on a Google Meet, whatever it might be. And by the way, yes, you should always schedule your calls and ideally you always have them at the same time so they never miss a call. And then tell them, please start recording the call so that if anything was too fast for you, because sometimes I'm literally just in my rant where I'm giving so much sauce where the creator is lost and they have to rewatch it 2 or 3 times in order to actually understand what I'm saying because my brain just goes different routes and whatever. So that for that kind of reason, they do have to record the call. And another thing I'm always telling them is the 3-question rule. The 3-question rule basically means I'm actually being pissed. I'm telling my creators, my advanced creators. That doesn't really go for the new creators. For the advanced creators, because in the beginning, it's kind of, you try to do smooth sailing. As soon as it's smooth sailing, you start implementing new things. Like obviously all of those things that I'm telling you about here is not from day one. It's like, okay, let's get to know each other. Next time we record the call, next time you bring up the questions. And the 3 questions are very important for the learning curve because I have told you guys, the main objective is making my creators successful. My creators will only be successful when they are as good as me. They should basically be a clone or a robot like I am. And if they have 3 questions every single time, they analyze their own data. The best part is if they don't have any questions beforehand. Let's say the call is in 15 minutes. I'm now one of my own creators. I'm like, fuck, I have no questions. Nico's gonna kill me if I don't have 3 questions. Okay, let me come up with 3 questions. Let me actually analyze all of my accounts. And I'm not like bringing questions to the table like, how do I go viral? I mean like questions where, okay, this video got viral. I split tested this. Why did this perform better than him? Then this, first of all, activates their own brain cell because they will be like analyzing their own data. And they will always be better analyzing their own accounts than I will be. So you have to force your creators to actually start training their own analysis muscle. And this also only works if they bring the 3 questions to the table. Maybe they can, because imagine, okay, I split tested this. Oh, I have the solution now myself. Let me think about 2 other things. And they constantly improve their own analysis, experience, brain levels just by themselves, just because I forced them to do it. So many people are just stuck at the same level because they don't think about how to improve. They don't reflect. You only reflect by asking yourself the right questions. So that's the 3-question rule. And then next up, we have less is more. That goes for the creators in the beginning and also anything else. Less is more. You want to start off with 5 people instead of 100 people. We already discussed this. And also one thing I did discuss, or I did find out, is after 2 to 3 weeks, when smooth sailing is over, you want to go down to 20 to 30 minute calls, maybe even less, because you do want to give your creators room for execution. One thing that was my biggest mistake is just giving out too much value. They have information overflow. If you work with people who never made their first sale, or maybe even they are 10K, and then they work with somebody who made almost $500,000 in sales, there's just too much things you can share with them and too many things you want to test with them, because you do have to understand that with your creators, you now have a complete new spectrum of testing capability. So therefore, in the beginning, yes, you want to have 1-hour calls because you want to explain everything in depth and everything. But after that, 2 to 3 weeks, you want to go down to 20 to 30 minutes and be very precise and then give them less information. But this information should be executed to 100%. And then what you want to do is basically give them homework. So every single call, it's not only recorded, they bring their 3 questions. Like, as you guys can see, this is like a university. This is not like some, okay, let's go over your accounts and that's it. I'm building up my creators to become machines. My creators are machines. So that's also only because I'm forcing them to become machines. I'm literally putting in everything into my creators to make them the best they are and the best they can. So the homework method is basically, I'm giving them specific steps. Every time I tell them, okay, now do this, 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 they put it all on a sheet. And after the call is ended, they send me a brief summary of what they have to do, which means on the next call, we have all of this data or all of these ideas that we basically had, and then we'll actually see if they implemented it. That is like their homework to do. That is also very important, because if you don't have these notes or the creators don't take notes, you don't even know what you discussed in the previous call. So you also need to have your creators, and you need to intensify your creators to be very active on the call. They shouldn't just be sitting there and be like, oh yeah, listening. Like, my creators are demons. When I tell them take notes, they are already taking notes, and they're showing me their notebook where there's always already a page of notes. If I see one of my creators sitting at their table just being like, I'll literally ask them after the call every fucking thing that I told them. And if they can't repeat it, they will literally see how fucking pissed I am. And they don't want to see me pissed, because they know I'm trying to make them as successful as they can. And that makes them tragic. They will become fucking sad. I will just be like, bro, you have this opportunity to work with me. Well, why are you not taking notes? It's as easy as that. But it's also just working because they know I'm trying to make them successful. It's not because I'm trying to call them out or something like that. I don't want to make them feel bad. I just want to make them successful. And becoming successful is not easy. If you have to take fucking notes at 11 p.m. and your day has been hard, but I'm telling you what to do, that is still easier than trying to do trial and error yourself for 6 months. So take your fucking notes. And next up, this is very important. Teach them your way of doing business. This is one thing I had to discover for myself. My way of business is always pushing quantity with quality. It's not having one account and then just doing it the lazy way. All of my creators, I'm pushing them towards failure and burning out. And that also only works because I've been doing it. I can only teach them my way. It's the same saying as Andrew Tate. He can only show people the hard way because he always did it the hard way. I can only show people the quantity-quality method. I can only show them my systems, but my systems are working because I had the experience with that. I know exactly when something here is not working, what we need to adjust. When I show them just, I don't know, because some creators, they try and bring their systems onto me. That was in the beginning. That didn't work. Nowadays, I'm like, okay, I have the system. You adapt to my system. I can teach you my system of doing. You need to do more. This is how I've done it. If you do more, we can do it. And obviously my creators are also loyal and they do understand. And this is why I have the 100% success rate. It's because I'm teaching them my business model and my creators are willingly adapting to what I'm teaching to them. When I tell them, okay, you are already burning out 100% and I tell them do another 20%, it's not like, oh bro, fuck, I have no fucking idea how to do it. They will be like, okay, consider it as done. It's a value exchange. I'm trying to make them successful. All I'm asking for them is just to fuck their emotions and just work. Also, the main thing you want to be doing as a creator manager is testing theories. Now you have a pool of, let's say, 5 to 10 people. Right now we're in the phase of doing it with 5 people. You want to test different theories. So for this account, we will do video concept A. For the other account, we will do video concept B, other C, D, whatever. That allows you to do the same exact thing that I told you guys about this one right here. More content, different countries. Like basically you have a video going viral in Germany and then you do it yourself in USA. You do the same with your creators, now just on a much bigger scale. Your creators going viral with this video concept, now bring it all to your other creators. In the meanwhile, your other creator went viral with this video concept, bring it over to all of your other creators. And at some point, it's literally gonna be an upward spiral where someone always goes viral, the other ones just copy and paste it. And because everything is in-house and in office, it's so much easier to go viral. And you always have this on the calls, you always discuss like, because every account always tests new creators and one account will always blow up because you are the top dog. You have to do the creative part and testing the theories and your creators have to execute on it. In the beginning, you should literally be like, you have all of these different trees and you'd be like, okay, you test this theory, this, but they also have to do it because if they don't test your theory, it doesn't make sense because then you can't analyze the data, which is why you have to teach them your business of doing and telling them, okay, you do exactly what I'm telling you, and then it works out, because you are testing the data, but you also need to know exactly what you're doing. So that's why I'm saying you have to track and analyze all the data all the time. Only if you do these two things coupled together, you are able to run a successful creator system. If you track all of the data, let's say what I, for example, do, I have all of the creator accounts. I do know exactly what video concepts I want to push on which concept, on which countries I want to start doing what. Whenever we start a new country, I'm already telling them, okay, you just copy all of the viral videos from the US, and then guess what? First video goes viral, for example, in Italy for the Carbrace account. And then you get all of this data, you track all of this data, you obviously get all of the knowledge. I didn't have this at the beginning when I was doing this all of with the creators. That's now maybe after 3 months of work. And then you build a system. So now every creator I work with, you have to imagine, with the first creators, it took me a month and a half until I started seeing the first success. Now it takes me a week to 2. And it's going to be every new creator that comes onto in my creator system, it's going to take less and less time. I truly believe in 3 months, maybe to 6 months, in the first 3 days, they will be making money, just because I have a proven system where literally everything is plugged in and they just need to execute. So this huge time warp, or this huge time period that you had in the beginning, you build a system, and the system is basically built to make your creators more successful in a short amount of time. That's what I'm seeing right now. And you should always have the main priority, as I already said in the beginning, is make them money and give them opportunities. So what I mean with opportunities is basically, at some point, money is not enough of a motivation. It's always good to have money, but it's also always better if you're good friends. All of my creators, I told you guys, my creators are not my creators. My creators is my marine team. My creators will be the ones I go on vacation with. My creators will be the ones who will always be the first ones I bring out to a new position when something opens up. Maybe if somebody needs another creator, I will recommend my creators first and not some random other people in the Discord. My creators will always be my number one, because I know they gave me their value exchange, and I'm also giving back to them. And also one more thing I'm always making sure with my creators, it's literally making it fun. It is so much more fun if you're just out to the world. I've got ADHD anyways. I'm just a stupid dude with a shit ton of money. And with me, it's always super fun to work. And no matter how bad it is going for you, you should always portray positive vibes towards your creators. Your creators most definitely don't have as much money as you have. They don't have the same experience. A smile on the call is never too hard to have. So always be positive, always hype them up. Give them a motivational quote, whatever it might be. Just get for some small talk. And please, if you are a creator manager, make your creators leave the call motivated and hyped and funny again. Also, one more thing when talking about creator opportunities and basically hyping them up and making it fun. I have a creator challenge going on. The first creator who makes 10K in revenue for me gets flown out to Dubai, and we'll probably do some crazy shit. I'll bring him on the vlog. We'll run some crazy podcast. Maybe we'll talk in the VIP call, or he's gonna be staging on the call as well. So many cool things. Like, bro, I'm not with my creators. You should understand, it's not this fucking Michael Bernstein thing where you work with creators, you hop on calls with them, and you just do it because you want to do less work. I'm building a team. I'm building a family. I'm making it fun for them. Like, I'm doing everything, which is something that I was looking for when I was a creator. I would have loved to work for me, bro. Fucking 10K in revenue, and then I get flown out to Dubai and I get to chill in their apartment. Like, bro, what the fuck? Get me on board. Free mentoring? What? 24/7 access to a multi-six figure? Bro, his personal brand is growing. Like, it's literally a no-brainer to do all of this. And I'm always making sure that I'm on the same page with my creators, and I'm always giving back. You have, as long as you give back, you will always get back in return. But also one thing I do have to mention is cutting off bad creators. If you have a creator who is not performing and who's not giving you the same exact value exchange, there is a shit ton of other people who will want to work with you as soon as you are successful, as soon as you bring results to other creators. My DMs get bombarded. I probably get like 2 to 3 creators asking me every single day on working as a creator for me. That's like 90 to 100 leads every single month. And I work with 10 just because I only take on like the top notch people. And if there's creators who are just bad, you have to cut them off. And I'm not talking about their content is bad or their improvement is bad. If their content is bad and their improvement is bad, it's most likely because you're not giving clear instructions. What I say by bad creators is they're not willing to put your business first. They're not willing to do more. They're not willing to listen. They're not willing to take notes. You do have to tell them everything multiple times. And I'm not saying like feedback, because obviously they will always have questions. But if I have to tell them every single time, where's your 3 questions? Why did you not record this call? Why do I have to repeat myself what I did on the call? Why is the summary not done? Why did you not do your homework? Why did you not do what I tell you last week? I get pissed. Everyone has some jokers. If the jokers are used, they're gone. Like, I'm the last person on this fucking planet who has any type of emotional attachment. If they are not performing, and I'm not talking about their content creation or anything like that, because that is always my responsibility. I take complete accountability. If they are not performing content-wise or improvement business-wise, that is always my fucking mistake. Then I did a very bad job. But if those things that I just mentioned before are not executed, I get pissed and I let that slide once. After the second time, you're out. And you do have to tell that to your creators. But you also have to make it very clear to them. Look, from the get-go, set the expectations. If the expectations are not met, you're out. As easy as that. It's much worse if you don't give them expectations and you just kick them out, because you're also giving them a bad mindset with that. And I'm not somebody who proactively wants to drag somebody down because maybe he stops working completely dropshipping after this and his entire life is fucked. So that's why I'm giving him, because I'm a very nice human being. I tell them all of the expectations and I tell them, bro, it's a value exchange here. I'm obviously in the position of making you successful, but also just if you do all of these requirements that I tell you. And then basically these 2 things here go hand in hand. Know what you are doing and always explain it the easy way. Like you guys know with scripts or on your website, you should always explain it in words of like a 7-year-old child so he understands it, just because people are so brain-rotted nowadays. That goes for anything in life. I'm so good at explaining in my calls and everything, obviously because I got the experience, but also because I'm always trying to explain everything as if he had no idea about the entire business model, because that's most of the times how it is. If I tell somebody about my strategies, for me, it's super easy to understand what I'm saying because I have all the experience with that. Most of my creators, they are in shock after I tell them my strategies, because they're like, holy shit, there are strategies behind this? Like, what the fuck? And you have to explain it in easy words and easy systems. And you can literally, you need to know what you're doing and then explain it the easiest way possible. Explain everything from the beginning, explain all the steps, don't leave out any steps, and make it the easy way. Don't explain it the difficult way. That doesn't make any sense. So if you have examples that you can show, now talking about, basically you tell your creator, okay, recreate this viral video idea. Maybe you do this and this hand movement. Obviously, it's better if you show him the hand movement you're talking about. Maybe even better, because if you're an advanced dropshipper, you already know which accounts always have good backgrounds, which have good movements, which have good text hooks. Or one account that I, for example, always like to use when I'm talking about the Instagram strategy, where you can literally just recycle the same content over and over again, is this glow hand gesture product. Like, it's literally just the best account when you want to explain people what the Instagram strategy looks like. So you always need to show some examples to them. That just makes it the easiest to understand. And also, one thing that I learned with my creators is you got to understand that it's mental. And I don't even know actually how to put it in words, because everyone's different. You should never be so arrogant and be like, oh my God, why are you not able to execute yada, yada, yada. Instead of shaming your creators, try to always think solution oriented. If the creator is not able to perform and he's not posting daily as he should be, then you shouldn't be like, bro, why the fuck are you not posting daily? Like, you're so fucking trash at your job. Try to actually find the trigger. Why is it not working? And this is always the best way to do. We are the mentor. Number 1 priority is always spreading positive vibes, always being solution oriented. So, okay, he wasn't able to do it. Did he meet his girlfriend? Did he forget to plan in advance? Is he not doing the Google Calendar structure? Is his business not set up for success? And then you go step by step, and then you discuss this in a call, and you will see, you will find the solution for it. And then you will also tell the creator, look, we solved this now, so I expect in the future that this won't happen again. And then he's like, oh yeah, obviously not. No, I just didn't know I could do it like that. Yeah, obviously I'm gonna do it. Because if I tell my creators, for example, many of them have girlfriends, or some of them don't do this full time and they enjoy the weekend. I'm like, that's no problem to me, bro. It was the same for me in the beginning. But you still need to perform. This is a business. This is not a hobby. If this is a business, you have to treat this as a business. Which means if you want to treat this as a business, 5 days you work and the weekend has to be pre-recorded. So the videos, you will not miss them. You will just have to put in even more work hours, maybe the days ahead. So you need to do more planning. Maybe I can already help you finding the specific video concepts. Maybe we can try finding some video ideas which are easier to film. And there's so many different solutions. You just have to find the solutions. Don't spread negative vibes. Always trying to find the solution and understand that it's mental for them. They haven't gotten the same success. You do have to motivate them. You are actually more like I swear to God, bro, I'm more like a motivational speaker than anything else. Many of them, and I totally understand it, it was the same for me. It's not like I've been the #1 goat and I've been always having this type of money and all of the success and all of the souls. I started at the fucking bottom as well. I didn't believe. I do have to pinch myself sometimes. I'm like, bro, how the fuck is it normal to make 20K months on a consistent basis and don't even appreciate it? When I was hearing these numbers for the first time in my life back then in Viral Vault, it's like, bro, this gotta be fucking fake. So you have to tell them that this is actually real. They don't have the mental capacity for all of this, which is why they get so demotivated. That's why I'm saying you have to understand that it's mental. So you have to have the mental mindset and withstand as well to keep them motivated. And although everyone always has like, yo, they need discipline, yes. But if you're in a failure, and that's also why many creators basically try to find a mentor, it's because they've been already trying for 9 months. They are so close to give up. Motivate them and tell them there is a light at the end of the tunnel. You can make it. And in my case, they can actually make it as long as they just execute. If they shouldn't make it, it's actually your L, because you are just a fucking bad coach, which is why I'm saying you do need some experience before you start teaching other people. It is always your L if you don't make them succeed, because either your explanation was wrong, you didn't set the right expectations from the get-go and started onboarding the wrong creators. Because if you follow the entire funnel that I just told you guys, there is no way you are headed towards failure. There is always a way to make it out. And as long as you just keep on going, you will always be successful. Yeah, basically the last thing that I told you about earlier as well is burning them out. My creators, they are not here to have a fun time. They are here to become robots. Like, this is how I learned it, by burning out and by doing much more than is actually needed. If you always do more than is needed, you will always get the results. If you always just do as much as you think you need to do, you are so much further away than you actually think. So if you burn them out, you literally just give them a shit ton of things to do, success is inevitable. This is everything that is in my brain when it comes to teaching creators, which makes me, and which gives a 100% success rate with all of my creators. Obviously the systems and everything I'm not gonna tell you on YouTube, which I'm running with my creators, but this is just all the things you need to do. Like, if you do with your creators, if you just miss the calls, you're not heading towards success. If you have 100 creators, you're not going towards success. If it's not fun, it's not gonna work. If you don't know how to show example, it's not gonna work. Like, these things, you should actually, if you're a creator manager, you should literally look at this list and you'd be like, okay, yes, I do this. I also do 2 weeks. I'm also their big bro. Yes, I give them homework. Yes, less is more, track, analyze data. Yes, oh no, this actually I'm not doing. Maybe I should do more of this. And then this was the missing part. And now maybe you're heading towards success again. And if you do all of these things, then at some point you escape the content matrix, all of your creators make money. And in my scenario, my Discord was established enough so that I was actually able to just take this creator formula and onboard another creators. But I wasn't like, okay, now I know what to do, let's take another 100 creators on board. No, I did all of this with my previous creators. Now let me onboard another handful creators. Slow, gradual success is always better than overnight success, which is failed or which is headed towards failure. So my Discord was established, which basically allowed me to just get more creators, and I completely not do content anymore. And this allows me to finally start thinking again. I was stuck in the content matrix for so long, like literally all of this time here, I was stuck in this content matrix. All of these things here, let me actually show you guys. From here to here, I was burning out. This is the burnout phase. I was stuck in this phase for almost 2 years. Until recently, the past 3 months, I started doing this right here, coming up with this system, and now I'm scaling. Now I'm literally going full nuts. It's so crazy. I'm making business money passively, if you want to say so. And now my brain is free to start thinking about the vehicle, which brings me to 7 figures, right? Let me actually put this down. Frees up brain space for learning 7-figure vehicle. For learning the easy 7-figure module vehicle, because yes, you can do it with organic, but the easy 7-figure vehicle is not the organic path, because as you see, this is like a whole shit ton of things that you just have to do all of the time. And now I still have my organic dropshipping business going. I am looking into how to do the next business model, which is switching to TikTok shop seller. And this is not only a part where I leave my creators behind. As I told you guys, my creators are growing with me. We are all gonna make some crazy money. And you always have to give your creators opportunities. And since I'm literally responsible for all of my creators' success. And it would be super irresponsible for me to just show them organic dropshipping and then just be like, okay, cool, we'll just run up cool organic dropshipping products and then just, this is gonna be it forever. I'm trying to build generational wealth. I'm just not there yet, but I'm building it. I'm working on something. So switching to TikTok shop seller is also gonna allow me to scale more, but also make my creators more money the easy way. So obviously I'm learning the new business model. I'm then gonna teach it to all of my creators, and then we're gonna scale all of those products on shop. And then on the long term, we can do the Facebook ad strategy with all of the TikTok shop content, because it's so much more native than organic dropshipping content, where we have these fast-paced video styles, because TikTok shop content is actually super salesy and perfect for Facebook ads. We can do the Amazon strategy as well, and then later down exit this brand for a shit ton of money. I can also at the same time promote all of my creators to creator managers, because obviously if you watch this and you don't want to hop into this team, you're just fucking stupid and arrogant, because it doesn't make sense. We have a proven system, and obviously you want to learn the system as well so you can implement it somehow into your business as well. It's just a no-brainer that there's more and more people gonna catch up on me, and they will realize the value that I'm actually providing to my creators, because it's a win-win situation for everyone. And I have the genuine interest of making my creators successful. And the first people to always obviously join and give all of their time into my business and all of their motivation, they will be the ones benefiting from this the most. All of my creators right now, bro, those are the goated ones. They will be the first ones who will be promoted. And then they will have an easier life, because they don't have to do the content anymore themselves, and so on and so forth. This is only the beginning. I'm building a crazy big brand funnel, whatever you want to call it, where everyone is going to make money of it. And all of this is working because I'm growing my personal brand, which brings me to the next point. Second Red Bull's empty as well. It is Friday night, almost midnight, and I'm still filming this. I actually believe at this point this YouTube video is like 3 hours long or so. This is way longer than I thought. Anyways, the value is crazy. Personal brand. All of this, like I'm talking here about my experience. I mean, guys, there's a shit ton of different ways how you can combine all of these things. I'm just telling you guys how I'm doing it in my experience right now, and how it is the most native way and also the most easiest way, because although I'm a fucking machine, I am always looking for the easy and the lazy way out. So you can still combine the things differently. Maybe you do this with TikTok ads, you scale then your TikTok ads, then you find creators, whatever it might be. You don't run a personal brand, however it might be. I set all of these bricks and I combined it to this formula, and it's working for me, and it can work for anyone else as well. So this is another part of the element that you need to add to your formula in order to scale your organic dropshipping business, which is the personal brand thing, because this is also like the content on your products is like your money making machine. This is like your creator machine, and also like the brand awareness, personal brand awareness machine that you get, because you obviously doing this video is gonna bring more and more people realizing that I'm a fucking goat at what I'm doing, and they will be like, okay, interesting, let me join this call, let me become a creator, and so on and so forth, and then this entire system is going to grow. But this is also only working because you give so much free value and so much exchange. Like, this is a value exchange. This only works for you if you actually know what you need to do. You will only actually need to know what you need to do when you got the source from me directly, because I literally hand guide you on how to implement all of these systems. And this only works if you become a creator for me at some point. Because otherwise it's going to be like, oh, okay, I do know all of this, but I still have to do some trial and error myself, because I don't know how to grow a personal brand. I don't know how to scale. I don't know how to find everyone. Whereas if you are on my page, on my team, I obviously want you to grow. So if you watch this YouTube video, you will be like, okay, interesting. He told me he's genuinely interested in making me successful. I'm a fucking retard if I don't want to be his creator. So for that kind of reason, I'm doing the personal brand, I'm doing the short form, I'm doing the long form, I'm doing the Discord, everything just to funnel in people to grow my machine. Short form is always daily posting. I started out doing the US. Now I'm only focusing on the German content, but I will start with the US at some point as well, if this is becoming more and more automated, because right now this is taking a lot of my time, because I'm treating this like a business, all of this creator thing. I'm not half-assing it. I'm literally trying to make everyone successful. So I'm replying to messages all the time. I'm having calls all the time. I'm trying to find more resources. I'm trying to make everything easy. I'm trying to give them the right exact blueprint, so they literally just have to execute. So for that kind of reason, I did stop the US content for now, but I'll step on this very soon again. The only English resources that I'm putting out is right now in my Discord community, with the course that I have, with the calls that I have, and here on this YouTube channel. But I believe if you watch any of my English content, you are anyways like, holy shit, what the fuck is he talking? That's more than enough resources that I'm putting out to the world. And for that kind of reason, I'm doing educational videos at least once a week. Like, this is just how I'm doing. And I'm providing free value in my Discord. I do have the VIP section as well, but the free Discord, there's a free course as well. I'm doing free calls. We literally have 3 coaches that you have access to. You can send in product reviews, video reviews, whatever it might be. We have a free chat, we have a German chat. Bro, like, I'm literally heading towards success. I've built everything, and I've built all the stepping stones in order so it can grow towards success. And right now you might be thinking, oh my God, everything is so much. Where do I even start? How do I even implement this? Because if you start with this, you know now how to do it. But these are so many things. Like, bro, I'm being honest. You can't do all of this in the next day. Implementing all of this is gonna take years. Split testing everything is gonna take years. Starting to grow your personal brand is gonna be such a huge headache in the beginning. You won't have any traffic. Nobody's gonna know you. You will have to put out so much more free value that probably at that point of time, organic dropshipping is gonna be dead anyways. So I've got, in a perfect world, I've put down this formula for you guys. And this is literally what we've been working for this entire video. This is all the ways that you can basically form your own combination, your own chemical reaction towards scaling your business. Then this right here is everything how I done it. And now I'm gonna show you guys how I would do it in a perfect world if I was starting right here again after the 100K revenue, which we know is the starting point for starting the scaling process. So now we're here again. We are at the 100K revenue. We know, okay, it is time to motherfucking scale. So how would it look like in a perfect world? You make 100K revenue, you do have the experience, you do have the mindset, you have the business, you have the connection, you have the network, you have the abundant mindset, and everything that comes with it. With a good product. If you have all of this with a shit product, it doesn't make any sense. Like, you can make 100K with a trash-ass product and then fuck up your entire business and all of your momentum if you start scaling your product if you start scaling your creator business with a trash product. This only works with a good product. This is very important. And you skip the personal branding stage, because this takes, I'm being honest, guys, this is not easy, personal branding. You have to give out so much value. You actually have to put in a lot of time, effort, energy. I'm also in a super fortunate position that I have Alex, who's always got my back. He's helping me a shit ton, just basically helping things out in the Discord community, replying to everyone in the DMs. It's almost like a free mentoring, which I couldn't do all of myself. So we are actually a perfect team. And finding an Alex like I did is not going to be super easy for you. Like, you'll probably be making 100K and you don't have anyone who's actually helping you. So ideally, you skip the personal branding, but you still find 5 creators. So, which is why I came up with the idea. Everyone who watched towards now is going to have the opportunity, if you made more than 6 figures. We have a huge Discord community by now. It's more than 1,500 people. There's more than 50 people hopping onto the calls. And if we do a guest call, it's even more. And we are willingly hosting free calls for you just on our Discord community. If you made more than 6 figures and you have a shit ton of crazy experiences to share, then you can send me a DM. We will do a guest call, so you don't have to do all of the personal branding, because you don't know how to find creators. Like you had, if you now have everything and you want to scale and you want to do everything that I told you right here, you couldn't do it because you don't have the creators. Like, how would you want to find the creators? You can't find the creators in our Discord. You skip the personal branding, you come in our Discord, we host a free group call for you. And that literally I'm just doing because I'm such a nice, genuine guy, because I know how hard it is to do all of the personal branding stuff. And I also think, because I want to give the best to my community, that it's going to be super helpful if in my community we get somebody who is literally making 6 figures in the moment. Because when I made my first 6 figures, it was a completely different way of making 6 figures as it is now to make 6 figures. Like, the people right now, they just think different. There's different methods. For example, I just recently had somebody in my Discord community talking about Instagram methods, which I never heard of, which some people are doing nowadays. So obviously I want to have people in my Discord community, even though they are just the free members, I want them to grow. So for that kind of reason, you can hop in our Discord community, send me a DM. If it's a good fit, we'll get you on stage. We can promote you and kind of yourself as a business, like as a personal brand. And then you find 5 creators, because at the end we'll do a CTA. We'll be like, yo, if anybody wants to work with them. And obviously people in our free call, in our free VIP, because we don't get people from our free Discord. We only get people from the VIP, and also from the VIP we only get the top working dogs. But also there's not always going to be people who can afford the VIP, although it's only $50. There's some people who are just maybe 15, 16 years old. They don't have $50 to their name and they can't join the VIP, so they don't even have the chance to work with us. Then they can work with you. They still need a mentor. They still need a coach. They heard that you are making 6 figures. They want to know how to do it. So surely you will find 5 creators in our community. And then basically what you do after you found those 5 creators, which is like this stage right here, scale with creators, you do all of these things in right here, and you implemented all of these single nodes here, and you do have a system nowadays. Then what you want to do is scale with more creators. Then if you have success, you basically, just by word of mouth, trust me, the organic space is not that big. If there is a underdog, for example, Reckless Rush, everyone knows about Reckless Rush, but he's not doing any marketing, and everyone knows that he's a good coach, just because of the fact that he's actually putting 100% into his creators as well, at least from what I've heard. I've never heard a single negative thing about him. So even though he's not doing anything about his business and he's not doing any public branding, he's still able to get more people into his coaching. And that's also going to be the same for you in order to scale with more creators, but you will need results. If you don't get results, you won't be able to scale. You need results from your creators. You need results. In other words, you need to make your creators rich. If that is not working, nobody wants to work with you. But as we already mentioned, and as we already explained, your main attitude, your main thinking should be making your creators as rich as possible and giving them all of your time. And then basically, when that is said and your creators start making money, you get more and more creators. The only thing you need to do is get the next vehicle for the next step. And now this can be TikTok shop for you. If you want to do Facebook ads, you can do the Facebook ads. If you want to always build theme pages yourself, I don't know, if you want to do TikTok ads, you do TikTok ads. There are so many different things you can do, but you should start looking into the next easiest vehicle from 6 to 7 figures. And maybe you can also do it with organic dropshipping because you have such a crazy product. Then the next vehicle would be literally focusing down on getting more people into your creator machine and making your creators better. Like you can make 7 figures just with organic dropshipping and creators as well, but it's still easier. And I'm just doing it because I'm thinking more long term. I want to get them on TikTok shop, but you can do it just like, let's assume you want to stick with organic dropshipping. That is totally okay. Then you just scale with your creators to the moon. Then you just need to pump out new products. You need to have very good products, high barrier to entry, new markets, this and that, new strategies, test new theories and everything. And that's working as well. Then that is your next vehicle. And at the end of the day, in a perfect world, you would have an established organic store that is purely running with your creators, and you are on the path towards, or on the track with your 7-figure vehicle towards success. So that is where we are standing at right now. And with that being said, that was a super intense and I know a very long YouTube video. I hope you liked it. I hope you took some new information from that. Basically, I just wanted to open up your eyes. I wanted to give you an insight of what I'm doing right now, where I'm heading with my business right now, what are my plans, because I'm totally open on this YouTube channel nowadays. And with that being said, if you guys generally are open to put in your heart and soul with working for me, I'm teaching you for free. You only need to be a top active student in the VIP, because I'm not taking on lazy piece of shit from the free section. So you will find the link for our VIP Discord community, which is as of now $50. I'll probably pump it up to $100 very soon, because I do want to keep it very limited. You not only get access to 3 weekly group calls, you get access to the best A to Z organic dropshipping course, to the best AI dropshipping course for TikTok shop. You get a whole shit ton of new resources with basically all of my Dubai setups. If you at some point ever want to open up a company in Dubai, you get access to my uploading agency. If you finally want to start scaling, you get access to even more Discord channels. But yeah, the list goes on. I don't even know what else you get. Like, there's a shit ton of many resources that are just so fucking good, which will help you make so much more easy money. The lazy way, bro. Just be lazy, bro. And yeah, with that being said, as I mentioned at the beginning, put the pressure on me. If this video gets a shit ton of views, I do know that I will be putting out more free value. I will take the time for that. But if the video gets no views, no engagement, no W's in the comments, I will be mad and I will stop YouTube after this video.